correct this time. So I'm able to send invites and everything correctly now because I sent you an invite to your account, of course, and I used the right angry hairpiece this time, and it showed up right away.
Oh, all right.
So that worked. What's that?
That was the issue before?
Yeah, it was. I was misspelling your name, and that's why I couldn't bring your account up.
You were spelling my name right, actually.
Yeah, I know, but according to your account, it was misspelled.
Yeah. That's a dumb story.
No. I'm not talking about you misspelling it. I was just saying, though, according to your account, I was actually misspelling your name.
But that's misspelling my name is the go-to move because my name is misspelled for what it says. And that is a stupid story.
Yeah. Hey, but that's okay though, man. You get your point across regardless.
I guess.
Yeah, today's been a rough day for me today with the weather and stuff like that, man. It got pretty hot today. I think it got at least about 100, 105 here.
Oh, see, it was glorious here today. It was mid-70s, maybe high 70s, not even humid. It was nice.
Yeah, I wish it was around the 70s around here. Damn.
Yeah.
And see, August, where I live, August is the hottest month of the year for us.
Oh man, where I lived for majority of my life. I'm not really from anywhere, but this place is really mellow.
Yeah.
The weather here, people are like, that's a humid heat. Nah, no. I don't care. A humid heat, I would so much rather be 80 degrees and humid than 120 degrees and bone dry. I mean, the only difference is when it's bone dry, you can hide from the heat in the shade.
Yeah.
When it's humid, the shade is the same temperature as the sun. Because it's like steam. It's like steam. It's not, it's not air. Yeah. You're like in a huge sauna.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could get pretty nasty over here at times.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dang.
Yeah. The Valley of Sacramento is like that too. It gets hot.
Yeah. I kind of can't wait till the winter comes back, man, because dang, this crap is getting crazy over here.
Oh man, I love the winter. We get 3 feet of snow in the backyard, and I go outside with a shovel, and a lot of people shovel their driveway. I shovel the backyard. One reason is because we have an ankle biter, so I mean I can't have him drag his dick through the snow. It's just mean.
Yeah.
So I dig it for him, and then I decided just keep going and piled all the snow into the corner of the yard for the kids to play on it and sled, on her sled.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I made a big, huge hill in the corner. On top of the burn pile, or the burn ring thing. Worked pretty well.
That's cool.
Yeah. But this year was weird, though. This year, we got a bunch of snow right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then all that snow melted, and we didn't get snow again until after January.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Last year, it started snowing just after Thanksgiving. And didn't see grass again until, what was it, almost April.
Oh, okay.
But this year was weird. It snowed, and then all the snow melted, and it snowed again, and all the snow melted. And it wasn't until after, like, midway through January that actually snow stuck to the ground instead.
Yeah. Oh man. So what you been up to today?
Oh, nothing. Just chilling about the house.
Yeah, I know I'm on a little bit late today, but I was just kind of moping around today. Slow.
Man, today my neighbor across the street. We live one house in from the corner, and on the side street that goes down our neighbor's backyard, across the street from him, the guy was mowing his yard, and he hit a rock and launched it hard. It went across the street hard and hit the building, right in a huge group of little kids playing. Yeah, and funny, Saturday night, Mythbusters did a show about whether or not a rock out of a lawnmower was as lethal as a bullet. And it said it was. They said it was. That thing hit hard though. It made a loud sound when it hit the wall.
Wow.
Oh man, 60 feet away.
Yeah, I've heard of crazy stories where, you know, people would be mowing their lawns with them riding lawnmowers and they'd hit a patch of rocks and those things fly out like a bunch of bullets, man.
Yeah. Oh, this guy, it was a push mower and it was only one rock, but his little guard thing that, you know, that angles towards the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is not there and that rock launched.
Oh. You know what? You know it's pretty weird today that I found out? Well, I found out about it yesterday, actually, about YouTube. You know how traditionally YouTube would have that counter system, the view count system, where it would stop at 301. So simply it can acquire all of those counts and everything, and over a period.
I didn't know why it did that, but I noticed that.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going.
They completely got rid of that.
So now it actually tells how many views it has?
Yeah, you don't have it don't pause for a moment or anything like it used to at 301.
What does it mean? What does that 301 mean?
Well, 301, once, like, let's say PewDiePie, for example, a person that large, okay, first uploads a video and a bunch of views start flooding into his video, right? Well, it stops at 301 simply so it can acquire all of the views that it needs to acquire before it can give an accurate representation in regards to how many views the video actually has. And then also the reason why YouTube was doing that was a lot of people were basically botting their views so that they can get to the front page, and YouTube put that system in place so it can keep people from doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a couple of days ago, I'm not sure, they completely lifted that off. Now it's just regular counts. So, you know, if you upload a viral video, it won't stop at 301. It'll just continue going. You know what I mean?
Okay. I see.
Yeah. And for people who have desktops or laptops, whatever, you know, the YouTube video, the look of it, when you go and view a YouTube video, it looks different. It's all clear now. It's all transparent. Yeah. They did a little bit of touch-up work to those two things. I'm not sure what else they're going to do anytime soon. I know that, like I told you guys, they were going to get rid of Google Plus, but that's about all I know.
Yeah, I'm absolutely computer illiterate, and I just barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Understanding the shit in Google Plus, I still don't understand it. I couldn't, you know.
They even had to recreate an algorithm for their view count system, because there was actually one YouTuber out there that we can fairly say that actually broke the internet. and that was that side character with that song Open Gung or Gangnam Style or some shit.
No,
and
I don't know.
He actually broke the view counter. The algorithm wasn't able to keep up with how many views that video was getting. I guess it malfunctioned or whatever you want to call it, and they had to create a new algorithm. I guess that's what it's called. I guess, and to accurately, be more how do you call it? Equipped to count views of that magnitude.
What does the view count even matter anyway, other than for like advertising purposes?
Well, the view count, I guess it's to tell people how many views that the video gets.
I mean, I understand what the view counter does. I'm saying as why it has to exist. Yeah. Like, what does the view counter do?
No, I don't.
How do you tell how many views a video has?
I found out some interesting things about Facebook.
I found out stupid things about Facebook too.
Facebook is going to start. Number one thing I saw today that was rather interesting. The first person to use kind of like a live event type or live hangout or whatever you want to call it on Facebook was the Rock. He was the first one that was given the opportunity to try that new software on his Facebook page. Now,
like a hangout type thing?
No, not a hangout. It was just like a single live event where you're able to talk to your fan page, the people on your fan page, I guess. And it's all live. It's not recorded. It's just plain live.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
Yeah. And also, Facebook is going to let users eventually monetize their videos that they make on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to let them put ad revenue on their Facebook or their videos that they put on Facebook. Yep. They're currently working on something like that for Facebook right now. YouTube, I mean, Facebook is just trying to take over everything.
Yeah. I wanted to do something, man. It just sucks that I'm computer illiterate.
Yeah.
But there's somebody on my Facebook page that shares these fucking God's Not Dead advertisements.
Oh.
It drives me fucking insane. And they're like, it's some stupid little catchy, bullshit about, I can't even come up with one off the top of my head or off the cuff. Like some Jesus-y little fucking happy-go-lucky, he's looking out for me, aw. And they click there, and at the bottom it says, God's Not Dead, available on DVD, HD, but, blah, blah, blah. It's pissing me off, so I want to make a bunch that have, that instead down at the bottom where they have the God's Not Dead, put God's So Dead. Just change the dude that's hanging the banner up just a little bit.
Dress him up as their Joker.
Yeah,
I
want to send it off to Christians and see if they blindly share that shit without fucking, paying attention to what they're actually sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm guessing they will.
Yeah, who knows? Them people are unpredictable, man.
But it's just it's a mindless thing they do. As long as it's got a catchy little fucking bullshit saying in it, they're gonna click share.
Yep. I agree. Well, good.
Pissed me off are the ones that, if it gets so many likes, Jesus will save little fucking Missy or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, Raven's Vengeance. She's in the side chat. How are you tonight, Raven? Oh, I see.
Yeah, why am I the only one in here?
I just started to hang out. Raven's Vengeance is commenting in the side chat on the public chat.
See, I can't see that shit.
I sent you an invite, Raven's Vengeance. You should be able to come in. if you want to, of course. But yeah, what else? Yeah, I just wanted to open the hangout today to talk for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad that you got in because you've been having a lot of bad luck lately when it comes to hangouts.
And I think that's just me. I am absolutely computer illiterate. There's probably something I could have done that would have made it to where I could have joined, but too computer stupid to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, and that's that's perfectly fine. People could not know a lot about computers, and that's okay.
I'm just on a shitty little tablet anyway.
Yeah.
Little droid tablet. So.
Yeah.
Laptop.
Yeah. But yeah, I just kind of glad that you were able to come in right away and able to have a chat because, like I said before, I don't know what the heck was going on. I think those tablets too aren't able to do a lot of things that, laptops or desktops are able to do, and that could be a problem. I mean,
well, when I watch videos, they don't count as views.
Oh, okay.
The likes count, but the views don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I just got my, little laptop here until I eventually upgrade all my systems, which will be good.
Yeah.
I saw a good I want to say, I don't know if it has an overlay program on it. I'm going to check it out. But I saw a good video editing software out there that was for a decent price. It's not one of them big time fucking, Adobe Premiere Pro or, Sony Vegas or anything like that. But it's called Wondershare. And it's a decent looking video editor. I was thinking of getting it to put in the new computer that I get, I was just looking around, being nosy, see what they had out there. Because like I was telling you guys before, when I make the video, I want to be able to put, an overlay in the video to where I'm about to quote somebody from an article, and I want to type, put the text on the like a canvas, if you will, so that way you guys can see the quote itself. Mm-hmm. As well as me reading it, you know what I mean? I think that's going to be very interesting to do, and I would like to do that, so that's what I'm going to do. Hey, Marco, I sent you an invite, buddy. You should be able to get it. Everybody else gets it. Even Angry Hairpiece here got it, and he's one of the ones that has the trouble getting into the hangout. And I know I did it this time right because Angry Hairpiece was able to get in.
Right. Oh, I got in the other day, remember?
Yeah.
You went live, it booted me.
Yeah.
On.
When that happened, I actually thought I was like one that actually caused your booting. You know what I mean? But it wasn't me.
Right.
Yeah, it was just like a glitch or something. I don't know what the hell was going on. Well, hello, Raven.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Oh, I had to go search for that link. I was like, okay, I know it's here somewhere. I had to find it.
Yeah, I figured out how to do these hangouts a little bit different now. It has the side scrolling chat for the public to view, which is cool.
Well, you remember, what was it, last week, the last time I was in one of your hangouts, and I was having computer trouble?
Yeah.
And the next morning I got up, and my computer was just fucked, dude. I mean, it wouldn't do anything. I couldn't even get online, so off I go to Best Buy, because, you know, I'm in that Geek Squad thing because, you know, I'm not really computer literate. You know, I've got to know my limits. So I went in there and I said, dude, I said, can you go through this computer and see what's wrong? And even though I've got web root and shit, I had 749 fucking viruses in this computer, and one of them, it didn't scream. My hardware was fine. But I went in there and I was like, I was trying not to nut up, and I told the guy, I said, I'm not mad at you, but I said, you know, why is it I paid for Norton, it sucks, got a virus, totally screwed my computer up so bad I had to buy a new one. I said, here I am with WebRoot, that didn't work. I said, why is it that I pay all this money and every 2 or 3 years I'm coming in here and it's $200 and $300 a pop because my fucking tower has herpes, and I just don't understand why do I keep getting herpes and I'm paying y'all all this money, you know? And he's trying not to laugh because, you know, the way I put it, you know. And and he said, well, he goes, let me just put it to you like this. He said, there's no way that you can keep from not getting viruses at all. You know, and I told him, I said, I'm not mad at you. I'm just butthurt because I'm so sick of every year. It's like $200-300 fucking dollars. And I said, dude, you can look through my logs. I scan the shit out of this computer. It's ridiculous. You know, it's like 2 and 3 times a day because I'm looking for herpes virus in this bitch. You know, it's because it's like every time you turn around, I'm looking on the log and it's like, got rid of like 200 viruses. And I'm like, I didn't go anywhere. How did I get 200 viruses?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was told once, because I had some of the same concerns, but I was told once that, you know, no matter what kind of virus protection you have on your computer, there's always going to be viruses that are going to be able to go through, unfortunately, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's what he said. He goes, you know, just be glad that he said WebRoot's the best out there. He said, I don't know of anything better for the money. And he said, you know, really, actually, that's not bad for a year. You know, that you've only have 7. I said, only have 700 viruses. So I said, so what you're telling me is like every 2 years, it's just guaranteed I'm going to have to come in here and this tower's going to have bubonic plague no matter what I do. And he's like, where do you come up with this shit? I'm like, I don't know. I just, you know, I can't help it. I just think of bubonic plague. It might as well have it because I can't even get online.
Yeah. Yeah, the internet's a crazy place, man.
Oh, that's okay. I won't even get a laptop because the last one I had, I melted the motherboard. It was sad. I mean, it was melted so bad you couldn't even get the information out of it. And the guy that used to do my computers for me, he said, how did you melt this motherboard? What did you do with this thing? I said, it's just on 24 hours a day. I mean, well, not exactly. Well, sometimes, yeah, it is, you know, if I can't sleep or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's guaranteed 20 hours a day. It's on. You know, because I don't watch TV.
Yeah. Yeah, and with that's, you know, typically what I do too. You know, I tend to get on the computer a lot. You know, I like the internet. I'm not ashamed.
I'm on the tablet even when I'm watching TV.
Yeah.
This thing's only off if I'm asleep, and then it's really not even off.
Yeah.
And you know, it's gotten to where
watching a video or something.
I do that too, and it's like, you know, if nobody's hanging out, of course, there's very few hangouts I go in anymore because they either just bore the shit out of me. Like last night, people were like fighting over how did AIDS come into being? Was it screwing apes or in a laboratory? And I thought, really? Are people really sitting here and debating this for hours?
Wow.
Yeah.
No one knows. No one knows where it came from. Does it matter?
Wow.
So I thought, is this my life that I'm this fucking bored that I'm sitting in this hangout and people are debating this? You know?
Besides, it was from eating monkeys with open sores in your mouth. Duh. No.
Well, you know, that's kind of what I think too, because surely not people. I mean, I know there's some sick, twisted people in the world, but surely there was not that many people screaming apes in Africa.
Right? Right.
And who would ever come up? Yeah, you know, AIDS came from screwing apes. Really? Well, what about the other animals in the animal kingdom that just happen to carry it, like cats and dogs, and you can't get it from them, but they carry it?
Yeah.
Of course, I don't worry about it because I don't screw animals, so you know I don't really worry about it.
Yeah, I was browsing YouTube last night and looking, you know, and I noticed that a couple of live events were taking place, and one of them had the title of talking about AIDS and stuff like that, and I was like, nah, that's probably the one that you were in or watching.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was rather monotonous to, you know, watch things like that, you know, because it's pointless.
Well, and it's like I'm even bored with the atheist Christian thing now. It's just
Yeah.
I don't even give a shit anymore. I wish, you know, but the one thing I do have hope for that maybe the whole we're all gonna be wiped out in September, like September 23rd. Maybe I'm holding out hope that something might come, you know, from that because I'm just so fucking sick of everything, you know. And I hate to be that negative and laugh about it, but. I mean, when you're stooping to the level between the only life you have is listening to debates between atheists and Christians or AIDS, I mean, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's people are constantly talking about, you know, the end times in September.
I am just like, fucking bring it on, okay? Just stop teasing me with it and just do it. I want to see a big, huge meteor or something, you know? Just do something. Stop teasing me.
I think if
I was hoping the Nibiru thing was gonna be real.
oh yeah,
I remember you guys remember that a huge
a road,
star was coming through and gonna just destroy the earth.
Okay, it's funny that you mention that because I have a friend that's from Germany and he just went to Germany for his vacation. He just got back last week. Now, this is a guy who is kind of like me, who got into the conspiracy stuff like really heavy like 10 years ago and you know, just knew that there was going to be total financial collapse. And I'm not saying that it's never going to happen because I think it is, but you know what I'm saying. It was just like 9/11 and you just get so into it like a religion. And then when it was hijacked by a bunch of idiots, you kind of step back and think, okay, don't want to be in this anymore. It's too much like religion. And then it got hijacked to where there was just so many people making money off of it, you know, that it just wasn't even worth even getting into anymore. So anyway, this friend of mine, he's kind of like me and got out of it because it just got ridiculous. But he came back from Germany and we were talking about it, and I asked him, I said, well, what do you think about the Nibiru thing? Do you think it's real? And he said, as much as I hate to say it, I mean, he's so scared about it now that he's not Christian, but he's spiritual. He'll tell you, I'm not a Christian, but there's something out there. I don't know what it is, you know, and I can respect that because I'm kind of the same way.
yeah.
So, but he is so scared because he said that he heard a lot of underground things going on in Germany, and there's people that are saying if you've got a telescope that's at least $2,000. We're talking a nice telescope to where you can actually, you know, get things for it where you can look at the sun without burning your eyeballs out. You know, we're not talking about Walmart shit. We're talking about nice telescope. And he said people are saying that you can see it now.
But it's coming in from the south, and if what they say is true, how do you see it from Germany if it's coming from the south?
Well, I don't know because some of the people, he said that some of the radio shows that he was listening to were people that had spent time in Antarctica.
Okay.
And they were, or you know, some of them were in the southern hemisphere to where, you know, you could actually see it a little better than we could. And then I think about things like, okay, I'm originally from Texas. You know, I understand what an actual summer is. Like, I laugh at people from Tennessee because they're like, oh my God, it's so hot outside. It's like, motherfucker, you don't know what's hot is, okay? You have no idea, you know. But,
Yeah. Go to Fireball, California. In August, oh man.
Tucson, Arizona, stand outside, and by the time you put gas in your car, it's like you're on fire. You know, you have like this massive sunburn on one side of your body, you know. I was only in it for 10 minutes. Well, that's all it takes. You know, you get fucking third-degree burns and shit. But no, it was really weird, though, because the last 2 years I know of that I've really noticed this. The sun is so intense. It's like, even if you've grown up in it your whole life, I go outside some days and it's like, I feel like I'm going to spontaneously combust or something. It's so hot outside. And the sun is just so overly intense. It's weird.
Yeah, here in the North Mideast.
I'm in it for 10 minutes. You know, you get fucking third-degree burn. And you know, when we were talking about chemtrails last time. But you know what? Seriously, on a serious note, they are spraying the hell out of us here in Tennessee. I'm not sure why.
That's just, I've seen it. I've seen how the plane that was above us didn't give off that much of a contrail. And then the plane that was coming at us on the same level as my plane, the return flight, it was just a little LA to Sacramento, shuttle, basically. And it was leaving a huge, thick tracer behind it that just melded in with the clouds. And it looked like, oh, a chemtrail, but that plane is absolutely full of human beings. It's exactly like the plane I'm in, and it's making clouds only because where it's at and what it's doing, how the atmospheric pressure is at that point in time. It's like perfect for making clouds, and then it makes clouds. Go ahead.
I see what Jacob said over here in the chat. Might be spraying aerosol to stop global warming. Now, see, that's kind of what I think it's doing, because it seems like, well, like yesterday, the sun was so intense, and I noticed these planes that are spraying are way up there. Because see, I'm in Nashville International Airport's flight pattern. Okay.
We're not talking about chemtrails, are we?
I hope not. I would like to drop it because I thought the same thing until somebody explained it to me, and then I got in a plane and saw it.
Have you ever watched movies of bombing flights in World War II? You want to talk about chemtrails?
Right.
There are more freaking trails. You got 1,000 planes going over Europe, and they were up at high enough to generate trails. I mean, it was just loaded with trails. It's just water condensation. Because when you burn fuel, you make two things: water and carbon dioxide.
Right.
And you're up high, and gee, it happens to make a cloud. Well, there's a surprise.
Well, there's a difference between a contrail that makes a little trail and then it disappears over a few minutes.
That's what I'm talking about. That's atmospheric pressure and temperature and humidity and all that has to tie in together. If it's optimal, it'll make clouds that'll last forever. If it's weak, the cloud will dissipate in seconds.
Yes, if it's low humidity, like you're saying, then they'll go bye-byes real fast.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
Been
watching this stuff all my life.
Different levels that planes fly now. Back in the 70s, they only flew really high. Now they have to fly lower planes because they're crisscrossing each other. They can't hit each other in the air.
Well, commercial planes are not allowed to get that close to each other anyway. I mean, their flight pattern is different from the planes that spray.
I understand, but when they cross each other, they're like 100, so 1,000 feet higher or lower than the plane they crossed over. They can't go on the same plane just in case they hit.
Spray what?
Well, which plane which planes fly at a different altitude than other ones? I'm curious.
Man, I don't know, but our little what's it called? Man, it was a little tiny Southwestern plane, a little tiny one. It looked about the size of a Greyhound bus. And then the one that was twice as high as we were, that was way above us, flying, heading towards LA, was way above us.
Yeah, they fly from 35 to 40,000 feet.
Yeah, it was. We were in an airplane that looks tiny from the ground, and that airplane that was above us looked fucking like a little tiny toy airplane.
Well, I'm not trying to sway anybody's thought pattern or try to get you to believe. I'm just saying I am someone who's outside most of the time. If during the day I'm out gardening, I'm out mowing, I'm out doing something outside, and I watch everything. I watch the sky, I watch my plants. It's just what I do. And when I'm not someone who sits on a computer and just reads articles and says, okay, I believe this or not. I'm someone who's outside watching this all day, every day.
I understand, but just because you see something you don't quite understand doesn't mean it's automatically,
and they're spraying stuff that only attacks the right people, and it has nothing attached to the wrong people. Oh, please.
Let's see, that's why I want something to happen really actually on the 23rd so that we can actually see, is it real, is it not? I mean, just do it. Stop freaking torturing us. Just do it. If it's real, do it.
I don't understand. How many times do you have to hear these dates until you stop listening to them?
Oh, I'll never quit listening to him because it's interesting to me. I just want to see if it's going to happen, and then I'm going to laugh when it does because I'm going to be like...
But it never happened.
Wait 5 billion years when the sun becomes a red giant, then you won't have to worry about it no more.
I mean, to me, it's the same thing as to me. I don't understand how people can stand to watch NASCAR. You're watching a car go in a fucking circle for hours. I mean, how is that entertaining? It's fucking boring.
Well, see, I've always said, that I really didn't like
straight for 100 yards.
I've always said that I never really liked NASCAR because there's too many left turns.
Exactly, and the only exciting part's when they have a wreck. And everyone else agrees. They won't say it. They won't admit it. I will. I don't want anybody to die, but hell, that was an awesome wreck,
Yeah. I've never been a fan.
Ooh, that squeak hurt.
I've never been able to watch an IndyCar race either. I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it'd be something fun to watch on TV or even in person, like every 20 minutes, because they have it in whatever, Long Beach. You can walk around out there and you can see the track laid out on the ground on the roads. You can see the pits as you're going into the aquarium place, the Marine World, whatever. Not Marine World, but anyway. But
some people for
the pits.
Some people, for the fun of it, jump out of a perfectly good plane so they can have a parachute open.
That's never going to happen unless that bitch is on fire. You will have to push me out.
I would try it. I like jumping out of high things into water.
I'm not a NASCAR person, but hey, I can understand. See, I could put myself in somebody else's position. Now, I might not agree with it, but I can put myself there, and I can see the excitement. I got myself
stuck on the roof yesterday.
Fine.
I myself would never jump out of a fucking plane. Fuck that.
I understand that. Well, I had a friend. Unfortunately, he's gone now. He had an epileptic seizure. He had those tendencies, and he did it one time just to do it. He did a skydive. Whatever.
Oh, wait, that guy you're strapped to doesn't want to die.
I think he went up by himself.
Oh, you can't. You have to jump tandem like 3 times before you can go by yourself.
This is many, many, many years ago. I could have changed.
Maybe, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
As far as I know, he jumped by himself.
Yeah, with
me.
Okay,
nowadays though. Now, if you were to go skydiving.
With me, I couldn't possibly do that. Hell no. I like to be an adventurous person, but I do have my limits.
Oh no! Imagine how much. Oh man, no.
No, you would have to pick me up and literally throw me out of the plane, kicking and screaming. No way.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, that view would be so amazing for that. However long it is, though.
Oh no, the view would be real good watching her fall out, screaming and kicking. I think that'd be neat to watch.
It would be amazing.
Hey,
Yes,
Paul.
it would be. Yes.
Hey, I would be doing the same thing too. I'd be screaming and kicking too. She wouldn't
Okay.
be alone. She wouldn't be alone.
And
I'll
I'll tell you
have-
something
I'll-
else too.
I'll
What
have
would be
my
even
camera
more
ready.
fun? What would be even more fun is after it was all over and I like recovered from the experience, me finding the person that pushed me out of the fucking plane.
No, see, if I'm pushing you out, there's no shoot. Don't worry about it. I'll be taking pictures and watching you go.
And you better run to the next state and hope I never find you.
No, after the splat happens, I ain't worried.
Oh, now I'm gonna splat. That's awesome. I don't even get a parachute.
That's
Oh.
what I said. I'll throw you out without a parachute. I ain't gonna worry about it.
Okay, have you ever seen the movie The Crow?
Mm,
I am
Yeah.
gonna come back and I'm gonna haunt your ass. You
Oh,
will
yeah,
never
yeah.
get a minute's peace.
all I have
I'm
to
really
say,
worried about that.
all I have to say is if you're confronted with somebody with those kind of special powers, immediately go after the bird.
Yep.
I'm going to get a milk to break back. Don't jump out of any planes until I get back.
I'll do my best.
Oh shit.
Well, that's okay. I went to New York in, what was it, 99 or 2000, and I was on like 134th Street. I was delivering some, well, no, I was picking up some empty racks for a fashion show down there at the Battery. Well, it was close to the Battery. And that was before 9/11, of course. And the only reason I did not go up in the Twin Towers, I wanted to go up to that restaurant, but you had to go up 11 elevators to get to it. There was no way. I hate elevators, and that's why I didn't go.
You had to go 11 different elevators?
Yep,
That's crazy.
because they only went up so many floors.
That's nuts.
Damn.
And I was like, nope, my ass won't even hardly get on one, much less 11. No.
I mean, they didn't have in the Twin Towers, for example, the World Trade Centers. They didn't have an elevator that went from floor 1 to the highest floor.
No, they
No.
separate them out.
They can't do that.
Wow.
You can't do it physically.
Oh, okay, okay.
So that's
Well,
what kept me
It
from
would
going.
take so long for a fucking car to get anywhere. Even if it did work.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine the weights that you would have to put on an elevator to where it would go up 110 stories?
Damn.
Right.
Just stress on the cables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I completely understand why they had multiple elevators. That's cool.
Yeah,
No, I was
look
too
it up.
scared. I was too scared to go up there, so I didn't go.
Yeah.
Up where?
It was awesome standing outside though and just looking straight up because it was like, holy shit, I cannot believe that. It's unbelievable that they could ever build a building that tall. It's weird to me.
What building is that?
Twin Towers.
No. I went by them many, many years ago.
Well, to be honest with you guys, I've never really been to New York City. The closest to New York City I've been was Buffalo, and that was it.
Know
To
what to do?
me, Go ahead.
I'll tell you what to do it, because I drove up to Connecticut one time, and I'm driving by New York, Manhattan, on the east side, and go at night. You want to be impressed by how massive of a city it is. That's the time to do it, because
do you
it's
know
just
what?
big building after big building after big building.
To me, one of the most amazing things about being in Queens was there's a cemetery down there, and there's got to be 5 million people buried in it. I mean, it just goes for miles. Harry Houdini's buried in it. It's either in Queens or it's in Brooklyn. I can't remember which one. But anyway, there's an episode of The Sopranos where I think it's where Tony's mother dies, and they go to the cemetery, and there's part of that cemetery in that scene.
Oh, wow.
But even where they built the freeways, of course, the freeways are built around it, but there's the walls and some of the freeways, there's dead people behind the wall. It's weird. It's crazy. But to me, when I went to New York, I thought the Chrysler Building was beautiful. I mean, it's so much more awesome. The Twin Towers, really, if you ever, they were cool because they were just so big, but they were not as pretty to me as the Chrysler Building and the Empire State Building were.
Yeah, I would say the Chrysler Building is a nicer looking building than the Empire.
And the whole inside of it's that Art Deco, and I love Art Deco.
Well,
go on.
Go ahead, Paul. I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
I'm just going to say I was never in it. There's a reason. I was a kid. We went up to New York City, and the reason we didn't go up high is because my mother's one friend was afraid of heights.
Yeah. I would like to go to New York City because I would like to attend the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum.
I saw it in London. It was awesome.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, though. It was awesome.
And plus, I've never been to a really big city like that, so I'd like to go at least once to experience it,
What's the biggest city you've been to?
When I went, it was during...
The biggest city I've ever been to is Denver, Colorado.
Wow.
That's fair.
Yeah, I went to it, the Madame Tussauds in London, right at the same time as the wedding of Diane and Charles.
Nah.
They had the wedding done in wax figures. Like the whole, everything. You walk down the aisle, all the guests, everything. It was insane.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the money to go to Europe to check it out, so I'm gonna have to settle for New York.
I think everybody got to go to New York just once, just to experience just how massive and awesome that city is.
Yeah.
Just don't take your own car because the potholes there, you will tear your car completely up. Rent a car or take a tour bus or something because the roads are really bad in some parts.
I would like to go to Times Square at nighttime. Check it out.
The only thing I don't like about Times Square now, I would have loved to have gone to Times Square like in the 80s or the 90s even, because now it's like Disney World. They've run off all the things that used to make New York, the shady places, it's a tourist trap. It's not like it was 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah. So what's going on, Truth? So what's going on, Truth? Can you hear me, Truth? He must be away from his computer. How about you, Mike?
Hey, bud,
Hey,
sorry.
Man.
Sweet shirt there, Mike.
What's that?
Sweet shirt, bud. Sorry, I was quiet. I was trying to reply. My microphone was having a moment, and so I had an episode.
Oh, okay.
Not up to too much. Just been basically prepping myself for this. Well, basically organizing all my hardware for my company's launch. Been trying to set up some local ads and that, trying to get a bit of sponsorship, trying to make sure I've got as many of the big name games as I can on board before I launch. There's been nothing worse than a fizzle at launch. And yeah, basically, for those of you who don't know what I'm ranting about, I'm starting an internet cafe which specializes in gaming. And I've got express permission from the game companies themselves to set it up. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. How about you, Mike? What you been up to?
Not much, man. Doing some research, I guess. Well, documentary watching. it's lazy research on the Tuskegee experiment.
I've heard about it. I've never really looked into it all that much.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting.
None of you were the experiment.
No, no. But no, it's yeah, another failing on the part of the American government.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to me that the government fails in regards to a lot of things.
Well, those people are
Little bit.
dead. The ones that did the experiment.
Yeah, it's almost worse than a failing, isn't it? It's not really a failing. It's a I don't know, a conspiracy come true, I guess.
Very sneaky and underhanded and just evil.
Just evil, yeah, yeah. By the look of it, I mean, I found a 20-minute documentary on YouTube, and then that that sort of linked me to a movie that I'm going to watch. That's a movie about what happened. So I'll watch that later on.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been wanting to get my Netflix account back. So when I get a little bit of money tomorrow from someone that owes me a little bit of money, I'm gonna go and get my Netflix account back.
Right. Yeah, we've got Netflix down here, but it's a really stripped back version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not worth having.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing with me, Mike, is the fact that I do have money online, but that's completely saved for other things that I'm doing. You know, the people, you know, that are, you know, helping me out with money and stuff. That's completely saved for plans that I have for, you know, my computer and software and stuff like that. So I'm not touching that. But I'm getting money from somebody tomorrow, and I'm going to use that opportunity when I have that money to get Netflix so I can watch some shows, because I do have an account. I just don't have access to it right now, unfortunately.
I applied for a really cool job today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, working from home.
Doing what?
Sort of telemarketing, sort of.
I better not get any calls from you, fucker.
That's why it's such a cool job, because it's so fucking annoying.
Oh, I can't stand them telemarketers, man. Woo!
This one's kind of different. I mean, I'm not selling anything. It's more to do with power companies. Yeah, over here we're going through a bit of there's a campaign to like make people aware that if they change their power company, their power provider, they can save fucking like shitloads of money per year. So
yeah,
I guess it's kind of going through that and making people aware of that. But really good retainer, monthly bonuses, all that kind of deal, working from home. So
that's cool. You're gonna see how many people you can bug in one day.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to that part.
Here's a place I got to check out someday.
What is that?
Coors.
Oh yeah, I used to work for a brewery in Fort Collins, Colorado, the Budweiser plant. I was a security enforcement officer there, and they had a special place set up there for their Clydesdales, and I got to take a tour of the place. Shit, man, the Clydesdales live better than some of the human beings that I know.
No, there's Denver right there.
Yep. Yeah, I used to live in Denver a long time ago.
And there's Shelly Single. I was down in Florida.
Yeah.
And I got to see her again. And like I said, she remembered me from Houston when I was visiting there.
Yeah. Are any of you guys planning to go to the Reason Rally next year?
Go to the what?
The Reason Rally?
I don't even know what that is.
It's It's an event that's hosted by David Silverman every 4 years.
Every
And-
4?
Yeah, it happened 4 years ago. This is going to be the second time that it's happened next year
Where?
It happened every year.
in Washington D.C.
Oh, too far.
Oh, I don't go to Washington D.C. Yuck. I hate
Right.
the Beltway. If you've got like 4 or 5 hours that you just really don't have anything planned, get on the Beltway.
Yeah, I've gone through that place many a time on my trips from Philadelphia to Florida.
Yeah.
Many a time.
Yeah, I was just planning, seeing if I can
Oh,
actually
yeah.
have. What's up there, Angry?
It would be awesome to go, though. The people you'd meet there would be amazing.
Oh yeah, I heard that they had a big attendance last time.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
like 30,000 people out there.
Okay, I just have to say the picture of the house that Paul just put up, that's my fucking dream house right there. I could just like move in there like now.
You know, that house was used in what TV show?
Wasn't the Addams
Well,
Family, was it?
No.
that is a nice home.
Mork and Mindy.
That's right, it was.
Was too.
Awesome.
That is more.
Really? That is it?
Yeah, a lady. I guess a lady who's living there. I don't know if that's divided into apartments. You know, I'm taking pictures, and it's like, oh, somebody else.
And that looks pretty sweet, that picture.
Yeah.
I like big houses. I like being able to get lost in them.
And
I used to live in a, I think at the time it was probably over 100 years old, an old like hotel, one of the first hotels in Auckland, which is a city in New Zealand. And that was crazy, man. That was like, what was it? Something like 27 rooms or something. Big, massive old place. Looked similar to that place you had up, Paul, but much bigger and much more haunted.
I'd love to have a funeral home. That would be awesome.
Oh, hell no.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Would you imagine the Halloween parties you could have? I don't know. I guess I'm weird. I had friends that's parents owned. I had some friends I went to school with, and their parents owned a funeral home. We used to go party in the morgue. It was fun.
I think our house is it's perfect for a haunted house because you can walk in our front door and walk in a circle around the house and come back to the front door and pass 2 more doors on your way through. So you can, shuffle people around perfectly around this house.
But see, that's the thing. It's not the dead you should be afraid of. It's the fucking living. They're the ones that will hurt you and kill you and do horrible things to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't think I could. I don't know. I have my preferences, I guess. It's just I wouldn't. I was gonna make a bad joke, but never mind. I was gonna say I wouldn't be caught dead in a funeral home.
Well,
That's it.
Paul wants to throw me out of an airplane with a parachute, so you know.
But that's just it, quiet. You will get caught dead in a funeral home. Sorry, man.
I know.
Definitely will.
It was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
Didn't. Yeah, eventually I'll be caught dead in one.
Eventually we all will.
Yeah.
That's my multi-million-dollar money-making scheme,
What's that?
is to have a completely and utterly secular funeral home. A funeral home that is not connected to any church by any way, shape, nor form.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
It's just like so much setup costs, man. I mean, you basically got to go to university for that shit. You know, it's not just something you can kind of stumble into. There's all sorts of training institutions and qualifications and blah 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 that you need.
Oh yeah.
See, I would have figured like, you know, if you were a qualified butcher, you'd be fine. That'd be you. That was a joke, like, you know.
A butcher? What, you gonna be butchering the dead bodies or what?
I was thinking about that Johnny Depp movie. What was that movie where he was well, back in the day, if you were a barber, you also did dentistry.
Yeah.
It was what was it called? The Legend of Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
Steve Todd, yeah.
Yeah.
The Demon Barber from Fleet Street.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed in that movie.
Never seen it.
It looked really good. It looked
singing-
awesome
the
until they
singing
started
ruined it.
singing.
I know the singing always ruins it.
I hate music.
Like,
Absolutely hate
I'll have
music.
to watch it. I still have yet.
The only movie I like that they sing in is Willy Wonka, and I'm talking the old version, old Willy Wonka, not the new one.
Grease.
Oh, I think Grease is all right. I mean,
I don't know. Grease came out when I was a kid, and I had a bunch of sisters. I don't know.
I like
I've
Grease
seen that
too.
movie in probably 150 times, I'm sure.
yeah.
And I worked for a carnival company that actually had the ride that the fun house they danced through at the end, but they had to paint it because of the copyrights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they fucked it up. It looks like they paid a drunk monkey just fucking splatter fucking crappy clowns all over it. It's crap.
That's why I hate The Nightmare Before Christmas, because they sing all through it, and I'm like, no, I hate musicals.
There is one good musical. Or one movie. Chicago.
I've never heard of that. Is that good?
Chicago, the movie? Yes. It's a musical, but the songs fit.
I don't know. I haven't seen the Book of Mormon yet.
I haven't. Is there a movie out about the Book of Mormon or what?
I'm sure
No,
it's on DVD.
It's a musical.
Oh.
It's a musical done by
Broadway.
Trey Parker and his mate. What's his mate's name?
Matt Stone, yeah.
Matt Stone. Yeah, the guys that did South Park.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather slit my wrists.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I mean, that like, I'm sure it's won a whole bunch of awards and Grammys and stuff. So
seen them out.
I've had two people. They go, "Oh, I hate musicals. I hate musicals." They went and see. They say, "See Chicago," and they liked it.
Never seen that movie.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, did you see the new Deadpool trailer, Paul?
The Who trailer?
The Deadpool trailer?
No.
I seen it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
it's a good trailer.
Yeah. I like how at the end of the trailer, Deadpool pulls out his guns, right? And he's over here sniffing the smoke from the guns.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I think I'm gonna touch myself tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a Marvel comic book. He's a Marvel comic character. But yeah, that was pretty interesting.
No, I'm not familiar with that one.
Huh?
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a big geek when it comes to the things like that sometimes, and sometimes I can get out of control. That's why I don't talk about those things in Hangouts.
I like X-Men.
Yeah. I like the Avengers myself.
Yep. I hate the Punisher. I cannot stand the Punisher. There's some of them I don't like.
You don't like the remake?
No. He's like the lamest superhero on earth. I cannot stand him. You know, because you've got like Bruce Wayne, he's Batman. You've got Superman, he's just awesome, was just born that way. And then you have the Punisher. He drives around in a piece of shit car, and he's got cool weapons. Boring.
Is Bruce Wayne and Batman an actual superhero though?
Yeah, because he's a rich motherfucker that can afford anything he wants.
Yeah,
Doesn't that just make him a rich motherfucker that can afford anything he wants?
Yep.
That's his superpower.
Yep.
Bullets
money.
bounce off of Superman's eyeball.
But see, the cool thing about Superman is actually the real person. Clark Kent is the costume.
Yep.
That's what makes him cool.
Yeah, true. I never looked at it like that.
Yep. And that's what I thought was cool about it too. Speaking of Superman, I can't wait for next year's movie, Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Yeah. So.
That's going to be a trip. Because they've been warring in the comic books for what, 2 or 3 years now, and in the Justice or the Hall of Justice, they're all fighting, and
Yeah.
I'm so behind.
Yeah, I've been a comic book fan pretty much my whole life, man. And I've collected a lot of things. I even had the death of Superman when he first died, when he fought the supervillain Doomsday. And I had the graphic novel about it, and it was autographed by the penciler and the inker, and it was worth about $250.
I am extremely impressed with Gotham. I love Gotham. They could not have picked a better Penguin. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm totally addicted to that show.
Well, what do you think about what's his name? The guy that's playing the new Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be cool.
Yep.
See, anytime you can take a character and make it your own, it's like I cannot stand it when someone tries to play the Joker. That's the only character on the new Gotham that I did not like was the Joker, because he's trying too hard to be Heath Ledger, and he will never be Heath Ledger, ever.
Who?
The guy that played the Joker, because he's like the younger version in Gotham, and he was only on like 2 episodes, but he sucked because he did not make the Joker his own. The Penguin has made it his own. Every other character has made it their own.
Yeah.
You cannot play the Joker and do it like someone else. You have to make it your own character, or you just can't pull it off.
Well, see, in that new movie that's coming out next year too, Suicide Squad, Jared Leto is going to be the new Joker in that one.
It was creepy as hell.
And
I saw a picture on Facebook. I wouldn't be able to find it now, but it had like 4 Jokers, and it had like one was marijuana, the next one was the Joker on cocaine, Heath Ledger was on heroin, and then the new Joker off the new movie is on methamphetamine. I'll have to try and find it for you.
I tell you what, though, Raven, I think that Heath Ledger did an excellent job.
You know, I've seen that movie so many times. I literally can just put it on and play music. You know, listen to some music and just watch his facial expressions. It was so awesome. I mean, I can tell what he's saying by just watching him. I don't have to hear the soundtrack anymore. I can just tell it because I've seen it so many times. But
yeah,
it really sucks that he's dead. You know. He was so awesome, and I think he was just finding himself as an actor. I mean, there will never be another person that will ever be able to play the Joker like him, ever.
Yeah. I agree because he did it. When I first seen the movie, I was like, damn, you know what I mean? And I was absolutely impressed with his work in the movie. I really was. And I mean, I seen the way Jack Nicholson did it, and then it's just, I don't know. It's just I have a different taste, I guess.
Well, and it's like the Tim Burton versions of Batman and the newer Batman, you can't compare them because one follows the comic book, the true comic book feel, and then the Dark Knight is more what Batman was originally intended to be.
Yeah.
Not a joke, not colorful, not an Adam West Batman, although I do like that too because I grew up with it, the TV version. But I like the dark vigilante the way that Batman was intended. He's not good and he's not bad. He's a vigilante.
Yeah.
He's out for justice no matter what it takes. He'll bend the law. He'll bend what's right and wrong.
Yep.
And that's a true version of what Batman was intended to be, what he started out as.
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely agree because, that's one of my favorite characters from DC Comics is Batman, And I completely liked when Heath Ledger played in that particular one. I liked the whole series from Christian Bale. I thought his run with Batman was pretty good. I was really impressed with it, And
what I like about Christian Bale, too, when you watch him evolve through those Batman movies, when he splits the Bruce Wayne up, I mean, literally down to his voice. When he's Bruce Wayne, he's Bruce Wayne, but when he's Batman, he's got a different, he's got that Batman voice. It's like his personality splits, and you can see it.
Yeah. And that's when you see that type of thing going on in the movie, that's when you know that the actor does a impressive job. You know what I mean? Because it seems to me there's a lot of movies out there where actors would do absolutely horrible in the movies. I mean, it sounds like they're talking like a bunch of robots. You know what I mean? They don't put any emotion behind what they're doing. They're just sitting there like, blah, 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 And it's just boring. It is. It's got no substance for me.
Well, see, that's why I prefer character actors because they can do that. And there's several actors that are that way. Johnny Depp's that way. Heath Ledger was that way.
Yeah.
Let's see, who am I thinking about? Jim Carrey. When they get into that costume, they become that character. As long as they're in that costume, you take them out of the costume, they're not that character anymore. Their voice changes, and it's kind of like a split personality, but that's how they're able to pull it off.
Yeah. Oh, I completely agree with you.
I thought he did a good Grinch.
Oh, yeah.
There's a new movie that Johnny Depp came out with. I forgot the name of it. Damn it. But he plays a mob boss in it.
Not Mordecai, is it?
No. Hold on one second. Let me get the name for you. I have it bookmark, or not bookmark, but I have the trailer in my one of my playlists on YouTube. Let me see here. I'll be able to tell you guys the name of the movie here in a minute. Hold on one second.
Okay, 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
It was metaphorically, Paul. Damn it.
5. 2,365 seconds.
Oh, come on. Give me a break.
Is it Black Mass?
Huh?
Is it Black Mass?
Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, Black Mass. It's called Black Mass. He plays a mob boss in it. It's actually pretty good. I like the trailer.
I've seen the trailer for that, and I haven't seen the movie, so I'm going to have to get it.
Yeah. It's one of, I think, Johnny Depp's more serious films. Because he plays a lot of different kinds of movies, but the ones that I really like are the ones that he's real serious in, you know? Like this new movie, Black Mass, or Transcendence, or a couple of other ones. I forgot the names too, but he's an extremely talented actor.
I liked Transcendence. I watched it the other night.
Yeah. And then that's about it for him. I mean, I could only assume that he's probably made tons of movies that I haven't even heard about, you know. Well, I saw a great deal of them, though.
Well, the thing about him, too, he's so talented, and I've never heard anybody say anything bad about him. Now, those are also actors I like. I like actors where people say, you know, he's a cool person, he's very laid back, he's not snotty. I can't stand the ones that, you know, I understand that it would really get old with people wanting your autograph all the time, but just to be hateful like your Russell Crowes and people like that are just a complete asshole all the time.
Yep.
You know, if you don't want the attention, don't be an actor.
Yeah.
You know, that's like being a cop and not wanting, you know, people to come up and ask you for directions or ask you for help or, you know, have to go on calls and stuff. Don't be a cop then.
Yep.
If you don't like people, don't work with them.
I think personally, to me, I don't know how you feel about it, but personally, to me, I think Mel Gibson is an asshole.
Well, you know, I look at it like this. He is. But then you got to look at, that's what you get with some of the women that you date. You
There's
know?
no but. No, there's no but. He just,
You know, I mean,
What's that?
I can see both sides of it.
I said there's no but. He just is.
He is. I mean, yeah, he's an asshole. He is an asshole, you know? I mean, I've seen some footage of Christian Bale. They say he's an asshole, too.
I wouldn't be able to tell. I mean, he seems pretty cool. I don't know. One of my favorite movies of his was American Psycho.
Yes, that movie's awesome.
Yeah, I saw it. Cool.
He's over there dancing around in the apartment with an axe. He's just going like that, you know, dancing around all crazy.
Tip to be square.
Oh,
Yep.
When he drops the chainsaw on the chick, that's dude down the stairwell. He times it.
Yeah. And then he gets pissed off because he'd be sitting in a circle with all of his buddies, you know, and they'd be comparing the quality of their business cards.
But the two goes, did he really kill all those people? Or was
I
he
think now personally to me, I think he was just hallucinating. I don't think he actually killed them.
Oh, he's got really, really, really good lawyers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That could definitely be a possibility because he was, I mean, he was making some pretty good money and he was extremely high maintenance. And did you see the routines he'd go through, Raven?
Yes, that movie is just strange anyway.
What?
I mean, it makes you wonder sometimes when you're around certain people, you wonder, have you ever known somebody in real life and you look at them and you think, if I found out that they were a serial killer, it wouldn't surprise me?
Yeah.
You know, not that I hang around with people like that. I'm just saying that when you watch that movie, it makes you think, you know.
Well, with me, to be honest with you guys, I've had people walk up to me with a perception that I would be a potential serial killer in the future simply because the way I look or sometimes the way that I act or, you know, sometimes, you know, certain looks that I have on my face, you know, I look like I'm some type of, what do you call it, a mischievous monster in society that's looking to run amok, you know what I mean, out of control. I'm just like, oh no, come on, guys.
I buy that.
Hey, Paul, damn it.
You leave the door open, I'll shut it.
You know what, though? I live in the Bible Belt, and I've lived here in this little town for 6 years. Me and my husband both have hearses. He's got a blue one. I've got a black one. And for probably the first 3 or 4 years I had this car, people were really standoffish to me. But it's like now, they care more about the car than they do me. If they don't see the car in a while, they're asking about where's the car. You know, and I'm like, they give a shit less about me. You know, they care about the car. Where's the car? Where's Amortessa? Oh, is she in the shop? Do you still have her? And I'm like, well, yeah, she's out in the parking lot. People know me by the car. It's funny, and you know now, I could leave a diamond ring on that hood of that car, and nobody would fuck with it. Nobody bothers our house, and I had a neighbor. Probably 3 or 4 years ago when she first said this. When she first said it, it pissed me off because I was kind of like, why would you say something like that to somebody? But you know, I know when I thought about it, you know, a little bit later, I thought she didn't mean anything by it. She came up to me in the yard one day and she says, you know, I love having a devil worshiper in the neighborhood. And I'm like, why do you say that? She said, you know, because we never have any break-ins down here. Nobody's car ever gets broke into. You know, some of the houses 3 and 4 streets up from us have been broken into. You know, they've had all this trouble, and no one ever messes with us down here. And, you know, when she first said it, I thought, what a bitch. I cannot believe you fucking said that to me. But then after I thought about it, you know, I thought, well, she doesn't mean anything by it. She's not being rude, but it's true. You know? And I'm like, well, whatever works, you know.
Well, I would have, if I were you, I would have found it to be slightly awkward too. What's that? What's that, Mike? Were you saying something, Mike?
Yeah.
Mike.
Oh, he's on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Truth, what's going on? You're quiet today.
Yeah, it's only $4 or $5, isn't it?
Just listening to the conversation, then stepping in and out of the room too. Lady trying to do too many things at the same time. It's a bit of a hectic sort of.
Okay.
I'm still,
you might have got me a pack of smokes, you know.
Oh, you're multitasking, huh?
Yeah. I tried to set this up on the tablet before so I could listen and do stuff at the same time, but I've just gone back to the machine because I got my dedicated computer for media, and usually when you're online, I just set that up on the main screen so I can listen into the conversation pretty much anywhere I am in the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
So
go ahead.
Sorry, no. I was just going to talk about Mike.
Yeah, he muted himself because he was talking on the phone.
Sorry.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on. I was trying to communicate with you, Mike, and you were just like, it sounded like you were just talking to yourself, man.
Sorry, I'm not used to this open mic business, you know. I'm used to a push-to-talk button.
Oh, the old school stuff.
Old school.
When I first started chatting online a long time ago, we used to have that sorry-ass dial-up. And I used to go on Yahoo Chat and stuff like that, and I used to have to press a button to use my microphone. But now I don't have to, you know what I mean? It's just completely open. I don't have to touch anything when I'm talking.
That's got so much better in the small amount of time, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason I blitzed out of the room is I had guests turn up just now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So trying to get something ready for dinner, doing a bit of cleanup in the kitchen, listening to the podcast, and checking out the how should I put this? The florist at the same time. Yes.
Oh, so what do you guys feel like talking about for a little bit? Anything interesting?
Well, there seems to be still a bit of a problem with the amount of interest that Donald Trump's getting from what I would have thought were reasonably intelligent people on the moderate right. Is this a bid for, you know, something closer to their own lesser form of evil, or, I mean, what's going on there, American folks? Could you tell me, please?
I have no idea what's going
Flash
on
in the
with
pan.
Donald Trump. The thing that I'm surprised with is he's leading in the fucking polls, man.
I know.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
That, he's
I look at
speaking.
it like this.
He's speaking early, and he'll drive.
I think it's just sensationalism. You know, people are just right into the
Yeah,
sensationalism that Donald Trump represents at the moment.
yeah,
I think it'll wear thin pretty quick.
yeah.
Well,
I hope you're right, Mike.
Yeah. Well, see, there's a thing. I don't think, that he's going to stand a chance winning the presidency. But, there was something. You guys still there?
Coming back.
I am now.
Wow, that was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. For some reason, our hangout got a little canceled out there for a minute.
It was the Illuminati that was getting us back for talking bad about old Donald Trump.
Oh, fuck, I thought it was me. I thought I'd jump into the hangout, and all of a sudden the hangout goes nuts, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's
There
your
I go.
fault. It's your fault, goddammit.
Yeah.
Well, I have had a few judges in my life during divorces actually tell me that everything in the world basically was my fault, so I accept responsibility.
God damn it, Patrick!
If it has tires or testicles.
Yeah. And I have to admit that I was the gunman on the grassy knoll also, but yeah, everything is my fault. I take full responsibility.
You were the one-armed man.
It's a heavy burden to carry, but God damn it, somebody needs to.
No,
I am the martyr.
No. Take the responsibility, just not the blame.
Well, I brought some extra nails when you want to climb up on that cross.
Yeah, and I do frequently. Yeah, so I appreciate the offer with the nails because they can become really expensive.
I just climb up that cross and you can nail yourself to it.
Yeah,
Times is hard. Times is hard.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just.
How do you nail your right hand to the board?
Huh?
No, I just, I usually
How do
want
you nail your right hand to the board?
and your size, that's the ear.
Wow.
I can't hear anybody. It's just a bunch of jumbled noise.
I don't know what's going on. I'm hearing a little bit of noise too, a little bit of feedback. Huh. Now it went away.
No, it's there.
Okay.
I think it's coming from Marco.
Yeah.
That was me.
Marco, hello.
Yeah.
Yep, Marco.
Yeah. Marco Polo.
So what were y'all talking about?
Oh, we were just talking.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey there, True.
We were just recently talking about Donald Trump before his Illuminati powers tried to cancel my hangout.
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone told me the other day that they were going to vote for him, and I said, you know what? If those are going to be the kind of choices we're going to have, I'll vote for him too. I don't think humans deserve another 100 years on this planet.
Angry. You have Donald Trump's hair on your avatar there.
It's
cut his stuff.
awesome. Angry. It looks awesome.
I was in a diner not too long ago, and this waitress who swore she wasn't, didn't like to talk about politics at work and everything, kept talking about Donald Trump. And when she came back over to fill up my coffee, I just looked at her finally. I said, "You do know that Donald Trump is a complete idiot, right?" And she just That was the last time she would come to my table until I
And
wanted
he's smart
my check.
enough to inherit money. You know?
Well, look, he's a businessman. Look at all the stuff he does, man. He's rich. And I'm like, there's a little bit of a difference between what he does and what he wants to do, you know?
Like, he doesn't really do that. His lawyers and all kinds of financial advisors.
3-8.
He's a puppet for his own,
corporation.
yeah.
Oops, no, go back.
How many times has he gone bankrupt now?
5?
No. Companies he's built have gone bankrupt. He has.
Which means you get it straight away.
Well,
Well, you know,
speaking of lunatics,
the other night.
This is a live stream. Oh, is my... Oops, sorry, I just muted this. Sorry.
speaking of lunatics, I went, and I know I probably get shit for this, but I went to go view Alex Jones's YouTube channel.
Oh my God!
Just to see what he's talking about recently, and I watched a video about some shit where he was talking about this massive conspiracy where they were I don't know, basically hiding babies in fucking cows or some shit. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. And I put in the comment section, I go, let me ask you a question, Alex. Did you eat paint chips when you were a child? God damn.
He's totally set his career up to fail in October. He has finally come out and said that the world will end in October.
Oh, now it's...
Oh, now it's October. I thought it was September.
I missed it. Who's this?
Alex Jones.
Oh, I don't even...
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the same thing they did right before that whole Mayan calendar thing. I'm going to go around to all my neighbors, right? And I'm going to say, look, the world is ending. It's imminent, right? But don't you want Fluffy the cat to live a little longer than you might? So I'm going to offer them a chance, right, for a minimal $500 deposit. I will guarantee that Fluffy will live past Armageddon. And, you know, I figured if I can get, 200, 300, 400 people to, you know, give me $500 apiece, you know, that you know, that's a win-win for me, you know, I mean.
the video that Alex Jones made, so is it September, Paul, or October? I can't remember.
No, I heard. We just had an earlier discussion. It was September or something, but that has nothing to do with Alex Jones.
Alex Jones made this video saying World War III is going to begin in October, and the world's going to end, and it's, you know, it's going to be nuclear holocaust, blah blah blah. But the funny thing is that as that video was playing, there were annotations going across the screen, like YouTube annotations, you know, help Alex Jones reach 1 million Twitter followers. And it's like, hang on, man. If the fucking world's going to end in October, why the hell do you give a shit about getting 1 million Twitter followers?
September the 23rd is when the ball's supposed to start rolling, and he's still selling his survival shit, though. I mean, if the end of the world is coming and we have no hope and we're all going to die in this nuclear holocaust, why is he still selling his survival shit, you know?
Yeah.
Are you talking about those little tiny bottles of energy or some shit that are supposed to...
dick drops, his dick drops, Mystery Vitality.
Snake oil.
Male vitality and female vitality, and, yeah.
Well, see, what you're doing right now is you're suppressing the truth, you know?
You're suppressing the truth in your own righteousness.
I always love that. The first thing, you know, if you come to a different conclusion, you know, first of all, they tell you that you're rejecting the truth. You know, it's kind of like religions, you know.
Well, what I like is when he starts talking about those evil devil worshippers, and he has the little voice that goes along with it, the crap he does. That's what I enjoy.
You ever notice that the only people that ever get possessed by demons are like religious people? You know.
I know, right? The real Satanists sit back and go, hell yeah.
I hate
That we
Mormons
do.
anymore because you have to go through the Catholic dogma bullshit in order to rid yourself of said scary, spooky thing in the movie. It's crap.
There are times when I feel like doing the bridge, where you do that fucking acrobatic shit and walking down the street like that in front of the Catholic Church.
Hey, you know what? I think you guys are being totally insensitive, about this whole Christian persecution thing, I watched Shanny for Christ's last 2 videos, and by golly,
we're suppressing the truth, right?
holy fuck. I haven't laughed so hard in my life in a while.
The truth is, this is the way I feel. Dear Jesus, please come get your fucking kids. Thank you, the world.
Raven, you sound like a mother.
I know, like your grandma calling your mom and saying, will you come get these kids that are driving me insane?
Yeah.
They're getting on my fucking nerves. They're getting on my fucking nerves.
That would be the best thing about being a grandparent, is being able to send, you have grandkids, but you get them all sugared up and all hyper and everything, and then you send them home.
That was like my grandma. She'd look at us and say, you know what, I love y'all and I love you being here, but you got to go home.
Yeah. One of my brothers wasn't allowed at my grandmother's house. We used to live right across the street when we were kids, and my brother was like, they used to call it hyperactive, He'd just walk around the house, and she had these old screen doors that had the little spring on them, and he'd stand there all day and just open and shut the fucking door, right? And I could be at my grandmother's house all day long, right? There's not a problem. My brother would show up, right? And within 5 minutes, right, we all had to go home, right? Because she couldn't handle my brother.
Oh, the good old days when you could send a kid like that out west to something that would eat him.
Yeah, and
oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I could tell go ahead, Angry.
Kids nowadays talk to their parents these little kids down the street here, they talk to their parents in such a way that I would have got so many stompings. I couldn't imagine the bullshit I'd go through for half the shit they say to their parents.
Yeah.
The first time I said, can I say one more thing? And they said no, and I went ahead and said one more thing, I'd be eating a fist. Nobody would have called the fucking authorities and said, "Oh my God, he abused your son." Because if he called them, then they come out and say, "You know what? You called the cops on your dad, and they whoop you too."
Yeah.
Oh, you're such a horrible person. You just hate children, don't you? What? They're not allowed to be kids? Kids.
Oh, no, not allowed to be kids. No, it's a kid.
Assholes.
A little kid screaming at her mother.
How dare you? I bet you're for abortion too, aren't you? You just hate kids, don't you?
I think some abortion should be mandatory. If you have 2 kids, if you have 2 kids with bottle rot that don't know their ABCs when they get to kindergarten,
I bet you're a devil worshiper too, aren't you?
It should be mandatory. You should get an abortion. You should not be able to fuck another kid up.
I think abortion should be free. I don't think you should pay for them. I think if you want to have an abortion, you should just be able to go in there and say, I just really don't want this kid. Well, sure, here's your room. We'll take care of that for you.
Well,
I'm pretty
I know,
sure
I'm a horrible person for saying that.
No, it's called condom.
I don't.
Morning after. If the condom breaks, go get a pill.
Yeah.
Kids just need to grow the fuck up, you know what I mean? They're so immature.
Well, when you're talking about, is it right to slap a kid or not, I totally, I get, I have my own kids that don't like me, and I had stepkids who despised me because, I made a mind, right? But on the other hand, right, what used to be considered disciplining your child, right? If they had the same laws now that they back then in the 60s that they do now, my parents would be up for parole in about the year 2626.
I just noticed something.
And I'm not talking about
kid, but
I'm not talking about smacking a kid on the ass or something like that. But back in the day, it used to be what goes on behind closed doors stays behind closed doors. Now with what people do with what supposedly they've gone amok from like being able to discipline your kid in a decent way and what they consider child abuse now.
It's not the kids. It's not the kids you want to just pop in the mouth. It's the parents for not doing anything. You just want to just pop them right in the face.
Yeah,
Just,
my parents sucked on so many levels when it came to anything parental. And I'm not saying that to be a smart ass, but I tell people all the time, my parents were the least two qualified people emotionally and parentally ever to fucking have kids.
Lobster.
But they did know how to beat the shit out of me. What's that?
That's same here.
I was looking at your picture there, and I'm going, what's wrong with his face? And they go,
I shaved.
Yeah, it's his face. That's what's wrong with it.
Yeah, there was a popular rumor that I didn't have a chin and I didn't have teeth, and plus the other day, somebody told me that they go, what were you, born around the 40s or something? This guy thought I was like 65 fucking years old. And I looked at my beard and I'm like, yeah, no, it doesn't just have like two little gray lines in it. It's all gray. And plus, I was actually thinking about doing a parody to Shani's latest video, and I wouldn't be able to have facial hair on my face,
Okay, you need to remember this. It's better to turn gray than turn loose.
That's true. See, on top of my head, I wear gray really well, right? But on the bottom, all my gray goes right to my beard, and a lot of people are having a hard time. I went to my the guy that everybody knows my florist today, and he'd never seen me without facial hair, and he was pretty well freaked out. So yeah, not everybody can go around with a mask on themselves like Grant, or Kamala. Sorry, Grant.
Yeah, it's right. I never had a.
I see that mask and I think of Kamala, the Ugandan warrior.
I think of Slipknot.
Oh, okay. No, I never really had a head to begin with.
I always there's a lot of people that I used to be subscribed to that just stopped making videos, I guess. And I often wondered, because some of them wore masks, and I always often wondered, what do these guys really look like?
What's really stupid, though, is the fact that now, used to YouTube a few years ago, I mean, even as much as like 2 years ago, people never used to say the things that they say to you now. It's like, now, you're ugly. Why don't you kill yourself? Why don't you go walk out in traffic? Well, why don't you go eat a dick, okay? And they're like, oh, my God, I can't believe you said that to me. What? You told me to go kill myself, but if I tell you to go eat a dick, I'm the horrible person, right?
Yeah.
I always tell them to go stick a couple of forks in some toasters. Fucking idiots.
Or I'll look at him and say, you know what? You're 40 years too late for an abortion, okay? Fuck off. I don't care what you think. If you want to pay some bills, then you can tell me how to live. Oh, you don't want to do that? Okay, then fuck off.
That's a woman. God damn it, she sounds I like that attitude.
I used to care, and I just don't anymore.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, just like I think it was last week, I was talking about it at Hangout where I made a comment on one of these Young Turks videos, and a guy replied to me asking me, "Excuse me, Mr. Quiet Atheist, what is it like to be fat and dumb?" And I go, "Well, I'm not sure what it's like, but you're going to have to go ask your mom about that one."
Yeah, I love going down to the mama jokes, man. People think they'll offend me if they talk about my mother, and I'm like, look, dude, I didn't have a great relationship with my mother, okay? So, and you know, and the last I saw before she died, she was laying in a bed in a diaper, you know? So, yeah, what does that say about you wanting to fuck some old lady that lays in a bed that shits on herself, you know? And that usually, you know, because I tell people, a flat man, if you want to go there, man, I'll go deeper than you've ever gone in your fucking life, because I don't like anybody in my family but one person. You know, so if you want to talk about my brother, if you want to talk about my family, I don't give a fuck. I'll talk about my fucking family. So fuck you and eat a dick, you know?
Okay, here's something else that gets on my nerves, and I don't know if y'all go through this, but this really pisses me off too. Somebody won't like something you're talking about, or how you look, or something you stand for, or hell, just if you make the comment, you know, today I just have sand in my pussy and I just don't care. Okay, well that offends them and they get all upset and everything. And they start wanting to lecture you and like insult your intelligence when half of them barely got out of high school, if they even got out of high school, and they want to sit there and analyze you based on a comment that you made about something stupid that nobody gives a shit about anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, look, dickhole, you pick up trash on the side of the road, okay? Fuck you. Did I ask your opinion? No.
Can you stop insulting my genitalia?
Well, just like on one of my earlier videos, one of my older videos, I got a crazy ass comment. You know, it was an insulting one, but it was very comical. And when I read it, I literally had to laugh my ass off, because he told me that he actually hoped that I got raped by a pack of rabid wolves with rabies.
Who sent that to you, TJ?
Fuck, I had no fucking idea who the fucker was. But
Yeah,
I had to laugh, man. I had to laugh.
I know, right? Like, who sits around and thinks about being ass raped by a wolf? Who can come up with shit like that? I mean, really.
yeah, amazing atheist.
God.
I believe that's right.
Yeah.
And there was that blog going around a few years ago that he got into with a first time I heard about the whole feminist thing going on and stuff, and he was basically telling this chick, you know, who wasn't totally in the right to begin with, you know, because there's some, you know, comments were made, but he was telling this chick, man, that he hoped she got ass raped and drowned in a pool of cum and all this shit, and it's like, dude, you just don't say that, man.
Yeah, people say anything on the
Ravens does, but you know.
You know, and like I say, I used to care about people's feelings, and if I like you, I do, but if I don't, I just really don't give a fuck, because you just had to open your mouth, and then you can't handle what comes out of mine, and you know, fuck it, I don't care.
You know what, Raven? I want to be there when you tell somebody off. I just want to see it happen.
Well, you know what? I was about to nut up on that damn Brett Keane that night when he told me, oh, well, you know, since you're a Satanist, and if your family disowned you, then you deserve it. And I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. Really? Did you just say that to me?
Yeah, he just got caught plagiarizing again, too, so.
What an idiot.
Doing what?
And the only reason that he even said that is because he got all butthurt when he said, I dare anyone to find in the Bible any reference to zombies, and I mentioned Lazarus, and he got butthurt and told me that I deserved to be disowned by my family.
Well, you took it out of context, you know what I mean? I mean, just because Lazarus was dead and probably decomposing and he was all wrapped up and everything, and then Jesus told him to stand up and talk and dance like a monkey, and he did. That somehow, Ravens. I don't know. I think you're taking it out of context a little bit, because that is totally
Stop
not what
attacking Butt Keen's family. You are all attacking Butt Keen's family. Stop attacking my family.
Well, what he doesn't understand is most Satanists have actually read the fucking Bible at least once. That's where we get our ammunition.
I love hearing that too. Why do atheists, if they reject God, if they say they don't believe in God, why do they read the Bible? Well, because you're using that book, and that religion. So if somebody's gonna, of course you would fucking read it. Why wouldn't you read it if this is supposed to be, I don't know.
The question is, if you do believe it, why don't you read it?
Yeah.
And I prefer the Old Testament because it's got all the jealous God and the incest and the bashing your baby's brains against the fucking wall when you lose a war, and just all that really graphic, awesome stuff that I just love so much. And the
Bible,
New Testament,
porn, and snuff shit, man.
Yeah, exactly. I find the New Testament really boring because Jesus is portrayed as this really, gay, lame simpleton that's like, really. I just find him to be, I don't know, it's just boring. Now, I like Revelations. That book's awesome. But you could take the rest of the New Testament and just throw it away as far as I'm concerned because it's fucking boring and lame.
Yeah, the Revelations talks about seven-headed dragons. It talks about all kinds of shit.
And the Whore of Babylon, I'm there.
Yeah. A big old dragon is going to come out with 7 heads and is going to make you wear marks on your forehead or your hand, and they're going to just be heading people down the street and shit.
You know what? When you start talking about Mark of the Beast shit and then they start talking about microchips and stuff, if it makes me better at math, I want it. If I can get through the Walmart fucking checkout without having to stand behind some bitch writing a check, give it to me here.
Hey, I've got a nice calculator. I suck at math, okay? I can do math, I'm actually minimum for, I passed a class where I'm the minimum level for college, so that's a big accomplishment for me, but I always have if I'll use my smartphone, I've got a calculator in the other room that's really nice. I love technology, it makes everybody smarter if you use it right.
I hate math so much that if I have to take a math course in school, I pay someone else to do the math for me because I can't fucking do it.
I had to take so much anti-anxiety shit a couple of years ago when I took a math course. I got all the way up to, and it sounds really weird for people that understand math and everything, but for so many people, long division is that mental block that they cannot get over. Right, and for me, it was long division. Right, the rest of the stuff past long division, up into the basic college, entrance level math equivalency or whatever they call it, it wasn't really a problem. For me, it was long division. I could do the same problem 4 times and come up with at least 2 answers every fucking time because I didn't put a number under this number and I didn't do this, and it was just too much bullshit.
Algebra pisses me off because you take numbers and you turn them into letters, and now I'm supposed to fucking think that A is, Pi is something you eat, asshole. Okay, pi is not a number. All right, fuck off. I hate algebra.
I love chocolate.
You can either like to do math or you can simply say Jesus did it.
True, absolutely. Well, there's that sign that embellishes Christian math, that says 3 nails, 2 pieces of wood equals 4 given. It was a number where.
Oh God, I've seen that on church before.
Yeah.
It's like the gag reflex is just.
Yeah. They got one around here down by my in-laws' house. They have things like, you like Sundays? Our Sundays are the best, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck, sorry. emergency broadcasting system's on. But you know, and I'm like, no, dude, you know, I'd still rather go down the road to the ice cream machine and get a fucking big old bowl of ice cream.
The Bible says it. I believe it. That settles it. I just want to punch somebody in the face when they say that. I hate it.
That statement alone, right there, you've nailed it on the fucking head. Was why I refuse to. First of all, I'm not one, but debating the whole Christian thing is because if you can come out and say it's true because I believe it, right? There's no discussion. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they've got that loophole every time. Well, it says it in the Bible, and I believe it. You got to have faith. You know.
That's the equivalent of your dad being an asshole when you asked to go somewhere when you were a kid and he said no because I said so. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
The Bible is true because the Bible says so.
Yeah. The Bible tells me so.
Oh.
You know.
So does L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah.
Oh, L. Ron Hubbard. Oh. There's another character. He's just as bad as Joseph Smith. God damn.
Oh, the Book of Mormon. Oh God. Really? I've read that before, and I'm like, it's even worse than the Bible.
Well, go on a personal mission for Jesus. While you're out there doing that personal mission, I'm going to sleep with your wives.
Which one? I got 15 of them.
You do, Renee? No.
You know, and here's the deal, okay?
I'm just giving you shit.
Who in the hell would ever want 15 women in the same fucking house? You're talking 15 synchronized periods, okay?
Yeah.
15 synchronized periods.
Yeah. Look, I had an ex-wife who had a 19-year-old daughter who had a 15-year and a 15-year-old daughter in the same house. Plus, there were women in our house all the time. They loved to sit around this table and drink coffee, right, all day long. Okay. Now, what was amazing, I found out, was how they started, and I'm talking about the women who came over to the house too. Within like 2 months, all their periods were synchronized at the same fucking time.
Yep.
Now, imagine being a guy in a house, right? And not all women are cranky bitches, right?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Don't lie. They are.
No. That is not true, but most, I'll say, a large majority. But anyway, yeah, it's fuck. My children's mother used to accuse me of cheating all the time, right? She wasn't cheating, but I'd go out and get fucked up and everything and go to the titty bar, and I'm like, no, I'm not looking for anybody. And she go, you're out there cheating. I'm like, why would I want 2 women in my life that bitch at me continuously? You know, what purpose would that serve for my sanity? You know what I'm saying? So no,
No, don't lie, Patrick. You were going to the bar, you were going to the titty bars and having them strippers rub up against you with their tarantula, and that's cheating.
Yeah, but see, on the same token, I'm thinking, why in the hell would a woman? Why the hell would a woman want 15 men? I mean, yeah, a paycheck would be nice, but you'd have 15 men leaving their dirty fucking underwear everywhere. You would have 15 men wanting to know when dinner was going to be ready. You'd have 15 men that just sat on the couch scratching their balls, you know, wouldn't get up and do anything.
I'm doing that as we speak, actually. You know?
Hey, that's too much. That's too much information.
Hey, she brought up scratching balls, man. You know.
Hey, Patrick, when you scratch your balls, do you take your middle finger and run it between them and then smell it afterwards?
Oh yeah, God, I was
going
to ask that.
Yeah, you got to make sure your taint don't stink, man. You know, I mean, that can be embarrassing. You know.
Well, can you scratch your balls without doing that?
My wife was spoiled because I did most of the cooking and stuff.
I just feel like giving people shit tonight. I've had a rough day today, man, and I just wanted to have a hangout to give people shit and try to bring some happiness to my vicinity of misery today. So
Oh, and I forget. I didn't get many of the details on that. How injured did the pastor's wife get in that accident thing you were talking about today? Or was that yesterday?
She had a broken neck. I think she had some spinal injuries, and I forgot what else. I can't remember, but yeah, he was going on about bragging about how his hair wasn't messed up, his expensive suit wasn't messed up, his Carla Blanc pen wasn't messed up, and shit like, fuck.
No.
Fuck the wife. Isn't Jesus wonderful with all the big miracles he can do?
No. That's how God works. He always kills the innocent people.
When something happens, good.
It's just a woman. You're talking about a nice suit, a good hairdo.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, man.
Yeah, because women are just dirty fucking sinners anyway, and it's our fault that we all got thrown
how much is a shekel of silver really worth these days anyway?
It's our fault with that goddamn apple listening to that talking snake, because, we're just completely stupid,
Well, the snake was a phallic symbol, so what the heck?
It was probably a man that made the suit anyway, so.
Yeah.
Men rule, women suck, so, that's why God favors men.
Well, did you see that? I was reading today.
I was going to say something when you said, I hope so. I was going to say, but the question is, do they swallow?
That's the difference between a 9 and a 10,
Good, I don't have to say anything dirty. Good.
Yeah, it's taken care of, Paul.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if all women swallow. I don't know that for sure. I have no idea.
Maybe you should do a study there, Quiet, and ask for some, you've got your Patreon thing right now, right? You can sit there and say, hey, look, I want to find out scientifically what the ratio is between women that swallow and do not swallow. Will you support my efforts, right? And
no, actually, you're supposed to use the biblical thing because you're not supposed to waste a man's seed. So if you spit, you're wasting his seed. So it's against Jesus, and Jesus wants you to swallow.
Yeah, but isn't that a waste of seed too? Because sex is only for procreation.
No, it's good protein too.
Well, sex is for procreation of children only. You have to remember traditional marriage, and God.
Back only, Bible on the stomach, not to enjoy it. You're supposed to sit there and think, is the iron on? Are you done yet?
And when your husband doesn't want it, when your husband's not ready for sex, you keep that bare aspirin between your knees so you don't have any bad thoughts.
I got someone in the comment section tell me, why spit when it's already in your mouth? Women just have no respect anymore.
See, now that's what I said, right? You're going against Jesus if you don't swallow.
Yeah, that's. Are you guys?
What do you mean you don't like my sperm?
Are you guys familiar with that lovely bitch from? She's a new YouTuber that's come out about 3 or 4 months ago.
Yep, I watch her sometimes.
Who's that?
She's a new YouTuber that came out about 3 or 4 months ago. She's a new atheist YouTuber.
Who?
That lovely bitch.
Oh, okay. That's almost like, who's on first? No, what's on second? There.
Yeah, and if everybody's watching, go check out her channel. She has a good channel. I like to give shout-outs out, so I'll give her a shout-out. Go check out her channel. She does 15-second videos, and I think they're pretty cool.
15-second videos?
Yeah.
Yep, I like her.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, I just thought I'd give her a shout-out because she's pretty cool.
Link her in the description.
But yeah, There's a lot of crazy things that men and women do when it comes to that type of thing. I don't participate in any of it.
Sure you don't.
I don't.
Tapping that forehead with that sweat, with that towel like that, you know. I know what you're doing under that table, dude.
Hey, it's like 100 degrees right now, dude. I have the door open to my house. It's hot.
Every time you lie, baby Jesus cries.
Oh goodness. I had that trick pulled on me a dozen times. Ooh.
We don't want to make baby Jesus cry. Well, I do, but you know, the rest of y'all don't.
You want to take away his candy, Raven?
I want to flip the bassinet over.
I want to nail him to a tree.
I want to donate him to Planned Parenthood. That was really low. Money. That was just really low, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was funny as shit.
Oh my fucking God! Raven said she wants to donate the baby Jesus to Planned Parenthood.
Well, your reputation does exceed you. You know, I mean.
I'm going to hell now.
Going to hell in a handbasket.
There's bacon there. It's fun.
Yeah. Talking about nailing babies to trees and shit. What kind of a hangout am I in tonight?
Well, you wanted to vent.
Not just any baby, the baby Jesus.
Expressly the baby Jesus.
So they can make him a baby, they can make him full grown up. Boy.
Yeah. They can make him, as far as they're concerned, he can, damn, man, they give him so many attributes, it's not even funny. He could literally pull his bottom lip over his head and swallow. He can...
Whatever.
Well, Jesus can do anything, you know.
Yeah.
That'd be like, can you imagine Jesus being at a party and drunk, you know, going, hey, Jesus, do that again, man. Pull your lip over your head. Sure.
But you know what? The one thing he couldn't do was get off the fucking cross.
Well, yeah. But he knew he was only going to be up there temporarily, and you know, like Quiet's,
it was awesome.
Like Quiet's friend PW said, you know, he knew he was only going to be gone for a weekend, you know, but he still tried to get out of it. Plus,
that argument doesn't stack up, though, man. That argument does not stack up because that weekend was Easter, and that's a big weekend no matter where the fuck you are.
No shit, you know, because, you know, Easter Bunny did die for your sins first, I do believe.
Well, you just haven't lived unless the fucking Roman just nails your ass to a cross for the day.
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell did he lose.
Exactly. I don't know what he lost.
What the hell did he lose?
Lost what everybody else does when he goes out and gets all fucked up, you know, and then gets so drunk, so fucked up, right, that he's got to, like, lay low for a few days because he's got a fucking hangover. You know, who hasn't had one of those 2-3 day hangovers after a good fucking party? You know, where you're just going, oh fuck, you know. So yeah, that's my that's what I believe actually happened. You know,
I just don't see what he lost. You know, Jesus died. They all want to die and go to heaven. So what's the big deal? I don't understand it. You know,
he like P.W. Swivel said, and I even talked to the preaching atheist last week, you know, about...
I like him. I would go to church to watch him preach, man.
Oh, yeah. He's amazing. I missed him for that year he was gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
what happened? What?
I don't know. I have no idea. But he was talking about how Jesus never really made a sacrifice because... You know what? There were some Bible verses in the Bible that said that Jesus didn't even really want to die. He didn't want to die at all.
He couldn't even be the Messiah.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't really related to David.
Yeah.
Not only that, the Messiah was not supposed to die.
Right.
Well, think of it this way, right? You're Jesus on earth, right? And some voice in your head is saying, yeah, they're going to kill you, but you're only going to be dead for a few days, right? Can you imagine him going, really, a few days? I thought when you're dead, you're like, I don't know, dead, you know? So, yeah, he was probably, you know, thinking, somebody's trying to get rid of me, you know, fuck them, you know.
I got a thing on Facebook today, and it had a picture of Jesus, and it said, temporarily inconvenience for your sins.
Yeah.
It's just not much of a sacrifice when you know you're going to come back after a long weekend.
Yeah, but see, that sets up the you guys. Oh my God, you guys are just denying the whole thing, you know, because he did die for your sins this one time.
Damn right, I'm denying the whole thing. I don't.
Yeah,
Believe,
and
I
then
don't
he's
believe,
gonna come back in
I don't
September.
believe it. I don't
He's
believe in a Jewish carpenter that can walk on water. All right.
Oh my God,
Well,
he's
you
coming
know-
back in September. Weren't you guys talking about that earlier, man? I mean, God.
Here's the deal. If you were wandering around in the desert with 12 assholes following you around, constantly crying and begging you for shit, you'd probably want to be crucified too. I would. I'd be like, fuck it. Somebody please nail me to a cross so I can get away from these people.
That's not the worst of it. You know, they didn't bathe back then.
Damn.
Ugh. In the Middle East with all those robes and no
Yeah.
access. Oh God. Ugh.
I know, you can imagine they didn't even have shavers either back then, so their beards probably touched the ground.
No, they're not supposed to shave.
Well, yeah,
It's a sin to shave. It's an abomination.
Yep.
yeah.
They didn't
So
bathe.
they were
got
probably
baptized instead.
huh?
They didn't bathe. They got baptized instead.
They just got thrown in lakes.
Well,
That's only once.
they had perfumes. They had perfumes and stuff like that. I mean, back then.
Oh, yeah.
Yay, sweaty balls and perfume. Yay.
Yeah, ever smell somebody use a deodorant and they haven't bathed? Oh my! Don't do both. Don't.
Yeah, don't bother. Right? Yeah.
Don't.
Hey, if you've ever been in the military or someplace where a lot of guys are living in close quarters, you know, back in the old days when they'd have like open bay barracks, you knew within a week who the funk monsters were, because you never saw them in the shower, you know, and they would you could start to like pick them out after about a week, you know, and
Yeah.
yeah, you can always tell, you know, it's like
I can
bathed in about a week. I mean,
back in the biblical days, I could only imagine the amount of body odor that would rip apart the ozone layer, man.
Just go to Saudi Arabia now, because I know people who've lived in Saudi Arabia, and they say they don't use deodorant over there.
yeah.
Yeah. They'd be able to scratch enough off their nuts to make one quick grilled cheese.
Well, and back then, if you were taking a bath in the river, you know, odds are a turd would float by you.
Yeah, you know, and this when people romanticize, I don't know, even in living in medieval times, you know, or biblical times or whatever, and go, oh, that would have been so cool to live back then, you know, with the castles or this, and it's like, look, dude, they didn't have air conditioning back then. They didn't have showers back then. You couldn't get, you know, like body wash or soap, you know.
Potable water.
Yeah, you know, what's that? You know, I mean, they had to invent beer first. They found out on accident that if you boil water that, you know.
Yeah, it's like when you watch Game of Thrones and you're watching Khaleesi walking around, you're thinking, yeah, she's hot, and then you start thinking about, okay, she hasn't had a shower in how long?
Stinks. Probably never had a shower, you know. She's probably taken a dip in the river or something a few times, you know. But yeah. Back then, people didn't like pee downstream. You know, they used to pee upstream. You know?
Well, I like it every time she like lifts her arm. I mean, there's no armpit hair, and you're thinking, yeah, okay, what, the dragons burn the hair out? You know?
Well,
Come on.
what else would have happened? You know, I mean,
damn. I mean, back then the men and women must have been so much full of hair, man. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to go call quits. I got to reboot this thing anyway.
Okay, Paul. Thank you for coming.
Doesn't want to talk dirty.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming by, Paul.
Okay.
Bye, Paul.
Bye.
Bye, Paul.
Bye.
Paul doesn't like talking dirty.
What's going on? Ask an Atheist or Sydney.
Hey guys, I am so depressed. Fuck, man.
What's going on?
I was in a hangout with Neo Cloud, his hangout, and he kicked me out. He just kicked me out, man.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Man. I know.
Oh man.
Who's the Neo Cloud?
Oh,
Some Christian fuck.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Well, you'll fit in great over here because I was just talking about how I wanted to donate the baby Jesus to Planned Parenthood. So you'll fit in here.
Oh, thank you. I'm home.
We have cookies.
We have cookies.
Our pot's better too.
Cookies.
Oh, man.
What's been happening?
No, nothing. Just been shooting the shit for a while. I wanted to open a hangout and just talk for a little bit about whatever,
No, good. I was looking to open one too, but then I see that you'd already done that. So, salute.
Yeah. Yeah, just talking about anything, even if it doesn't make any sense. Fuck it.
I'll tell you what doesn't make sense to me and what enrages me.
What's up?
I want to bring up the picture first before I have an aneurysm.
Ooh, live on YouTube, an aneurysm. Oh.
Right. We don't want. Well, I know some people want that to happen, but hold on. Whoa! Look at that. What the fuck? I've upgraded to Windows 10, so you must just bear with me, all right?
Do you like it?
I love it. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Okay, here it is. I'm going to share it with you. This is the fuck that I'm talking about. Shit.
Hey, quiet. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, I did a video about that.
What's that?
It's about that.
It's a fucking murdering terrorist Orthodox
Jew, yeah,
stabbing an atheist in the back and killing her.
Oh
Yeah.
God!
In the back. She
Yeah.
was coming.
Yeah, I did a video about that a while back. It was an ultra-Orthodox Jew that was going around.
Bullshit! He wasn't ultra-Orthodox crap. He follows he followed the book. He follows the book according to the way it's written. So don't give me no ultra-Orthodox crap. He's a Jew. Sure, he's an Orthodox Jew, but don't give me no ultra-Orthodox Jew.
Well, no, that's what the article was saying that I did a video about.
Yeah, they're trying to spin. They're trying to sprinkle some nice little sugar dust on it. Fuck that. It's time to get these religious fucking sects out of society.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I've spoken.
Well, and it's like all they have to do is say Holocaust and everybody lets them get away with shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's exactly it. Fuck it, it's over.
Yeah.
It's done.
The thing I get sick and tired of about the Holocaust thing, right? Yeah, I'm not saying the Holocaust didn't exist. I won't even pretend to go there. But the Jews think, and holy shit, I've gotten crap for this before. The Jews happen to think that they were the only people that were rounded up during world. It was all about the Jews, because they always talk about the Jewish solution. They forget or conveniently leave out the fact that they were only one of a number of ne'er-do-wells or unwanted types and stuff. I mean, look what they did to handicapped people. You know, look what they did to even back then, excuse the expression, God forbid you were an atheist, right? Fuck, even to the Nazis, they hated atheists. They weren't exactly,
man.
They weren't just going after Jews, but if you look at a lot of history, how much history do you have about anybody else that was taken away during that time? There is none. Maybe a little documentary on YouTube or Netflix or something that you can't find, but it's always about them.
Okay, so take this picture and put a Nazi uniform on the Orthodox Jew. And, I don't know, some little peasant Jewish outfit on a little girl, and tell me what the difference is. None.
No. It's like the Westboro Baptist Church of the Jewish community.
And the thing that really pisses me off is that if this was a Muslim, they would arrest everybody who knows this guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
But this is an Orthodox Jew, and he's one of hundreds of thousands who agree with him. Maybe hundreds and hundreds of thousands who agree with him worldwide. They should arrest all of everyone, and they can't. There's too many. But it's time for them to show some kind of a precedent of force.
I think that what they should do is everybody, the rest of us, just pull away from the Middle East and give both sides as many nuclear weapons as they can possibly carry. Let them wipe each other out.
Unfortunately, Raven, most of the country that this happened in, most of the people that live in this country, as you can tell, are very secular and very atheist. And I can tell you that in this picture alone, only two people that are obviously religious to me stand out, and that's the guy who's doing the stabbing, and quite possibly that woman in the blue dress behind there, but maybe not.
I just get so tired of all these religious people, no matter what religion they are. They just get away with doing shit like this, and
it's time for that to end. Exactly.
Let them wipe each other out. Let them wipe each other out.
It'll flow over. I mean, that's an extreme.
Let them reason each other out. Let them, let them critically analyze each other out. I mean,
but they won't. They always become violent. They're the most violent people on earth. They're the ones that do genocide on each other and kill people in the name of their God.
Some de-indoctrination program or something.
They're not likely going to change on their own, because if you observe any modern day theocracy, regardless if it's Islam or Christianity, the major issue is that the only way you can get these people to change is if you actually challenge them. And examples like this will show that to the more moderate people that are having their faith or religion being shaken, it'll show them what the religion are as the way it is, and they'll change the situation for the better. That's what you should believe about these certain circumstances.
Yeah, take another look at this picture, and have a look at the victim who's got this knife plunged into her back right there. Right, look to her right, and she's holding hands, or she's attached to this other person who also seems to be wearing a green sort of a top and a cut-off shorts. So obviously there's some kind of a, let's say they're in a relationship, right? Now this girl died, and this other girl doesn't have a partner. There's so much tragedy that surrounds this picture, that just emanates out of this picture. Because when you think about what these people, just that one person who's got the knife halfway into her back, her family, her circle, like the whole country should fucking kick these fucking Orthodox Jews out.
I hope that was the last person he stabbed, right?
Same here.
Well, it's not that. He stabbed more than one person, but this is the one that died.
Oh, that's the one they filmed? Somebody filmed it as opposed...
No, it was a lucky picture, but that's the one that died.
Yeah,
who goes for the camera and starts snapping shots with that's.
Well, I seen I'm subscribed to another news channel, Angry, that's called AJ Plus, and they have a video talking about it, and they also showed a video of him doing that shit, and it was pretty fucking disgusting, dude. It was, man. Shit.
But I mean, to your go-to move be pull out a fucking camera and start fucking taking pictures of him? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Oh man, whoever.
I don't see what you mean at all. I think you're. What if it's just lucky? What if it's not a picture? What if it's a frame of somebody's iPhone who just happened to be filming at the time? I mean, the guy and these people ran into the shot. You're making claims that you can't really back up.
All right, I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? You don't know.
I'll give you that.
If you don't see
look,
it,
everybody in that picture looks surprised.
if you don't see the picture,
Oh,
then
they
you
look
wouldn't
like they
know
don't
it
even
happened.
notice. Some people aren't even paying. No one in that picture is even paying attention to him. No one. Look at him. This guy, the guy with the black hair, and the chick. She's kind of. I don't know what the first chick's looking at on the right side of the screen.
They're all looking at him. He must have
The
made
guy
some
with
kind of
the
a
gray
noise or
shirt and the
whatever.
black hair is kind of looking over. The dude next to him almost looks like he's smiling. The chick in the glasses doesn't look like she's like, love is love and oblivious to everything else in the world.
I think he's just stabbed a couple other people as well, like quicks, and they're all just reacting to it. I don't know what the sequence was, but
yeah,
he stabbed a whole bunch of people.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
He just ran through. How many people he stabbed?
Half a dozen or 10 or 12. I'm not even sure.
Wow.
I think it was I think it was about half a dozen.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, though, someone who is capable of doing that kind of thing to innocent people is not capable of being reasoned with, because all they care about is their religious beliefs and their God, and they think that they're a martyr now.
Now, there's not only one person like this guy who is guilty of that. There are tens and hundreds of thousands, and this is the problem.
Yep. I agree with you. I agree with you. It's a big fucking problem that needs to be stopped.
But see, people sit around and wait for someone else to do something, and there's nobody doing anything. And therein lies the question: what do you do? What do you do to stop this shit?
What do you do to stop this shit? You don't support this shit, number one.
You know, if everybody in
happening.
that crowd had a gun.
This shit, their lifestyle is supported. They don't work for a living. They study, and in order for that to happen, they have to be supported. And in order for that to happen, they have to have government subsidy, and they have to have support from organizations in America and donations from rich donors and blah blah blah, and the usual thing. And
then
it's all
people,
tax free, and you know how it's all, the whole thing is all corrupt.
And then people will look at you for saying that and say that you're racist and you're sexist and you're a horrible person because you should be open to other cultures, and how dare you, and they have a right to be a bum.
No, I don't have to. I got kicked out of NeoCloud's hangout for... I heard the word bigot and then I was gone, right? Because I told him that he should say alleged God. You know, he can't just go and claim something that isn't necessarily true. Oh, and I was a bigot after that. Fuck, I was gone.
Well, that's what I the other day. Dang, I'm having trouble. The other day, Sydney, I was talking to, or some Christian woman decided to start commenting on one of my videos, you know, and she was commenting on a lot of them, to be honest with you. And she said something that was real funny. I can't remember the specifics about it. But I said something to her about along the lines. I asked her, well, what do you consider to be normal, right? Because she was basically saying that homosexuality wasn't normal. And I said, well, what do you consider to be normal? A floating axe head, or a talking burning bush, or you know, a talking donkey, or a talking snake? And she blocked me.
Well, you see, this is
Wow.
it. This is because they get upset and they think that you're insulting them somehow, because their delusion is true in their fucked up mind somehow.
The Bible says it. I believe it. That settles it.
It's also connected to your emotions, because when you're really brought up into a religious faith, whenever you're challenged with one of those claims like that, it can be so emotionally distraught that it could shut the person down.
Well, you're
poor
taught that
people.
you're also taught that it's a sin to even question it. You're just supposed to believe it and not question it at all, because that's the devil trying to sway
I know,
you.
but there's so many of us who says, "Fuck you! I'm going to question it," and we question it, and here we are. There's so many.
Yeah.
Well, they say, but they've got an alibi for that. They say you're gonna question it. You know, they say the guy, if you had the faith, the size of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. So.
But he still can't get off the cross. He could take a mustard seed and move a mountain, but he couldn't get off the cross.
Right,
It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly, it's
That's their
laughable.
alibi. That's what.
It's a movie. It's a fiction. It's the Epic of Gilgamesh is just as believable, if not more.
In fact, I consider that tale to be more original than the Noah's flood, because
Exactly.
I firmly believe that the Bible's Noah's flood is plagiarized from an earlier story passage.
Mhm.
Well, even if you look at the fact that they believe that there was a planet before us called Tiamat that got hit by Planet X or something, and that became the asteroid belt, well, that makes sense.
No, the moon.
If it's physically possible, it does make sense. But if it's irrational and impossible and conceptually, there's a conceptual barrier between the idea and reality, which in this case there is, because the whole idea of a creator is absurd and irrational and impossible.
But he likes to put trees in the middle of a garden that you can't eat from, but it's right in your face, and he's such a loving God that he puts something there knowing you're going to go eat the fruit.
Listen, he killed 6 million. No, he killed 100 million. No, he killed in the 20th century alone. He must have killed 200 million, if not more, people.
Yep.
For the reasons that are mysterious.
When something good happens, it's his will.
Oh,
But if
yeah,
when something good happens, it's his will. But if something bad happens, he moves in mysterious ways.
No, this is how it worked for me. I have his cousin. He's one of these Orthodox Jew fucks who lives, in Jerusalem. He's one of these people. Anyway, I had an argument with him once, not that long ago.
Yeah.
And he said to me that the 6-Day War, when the Israeli jets went in and just mowed down the Syrian and whatever Egyptian air forces and just blew them out of the water. He says to me, that somebody in the government said that the finger of God was on Israel that day. He's giving me this whole big kind of proof of God, right? Finger of God, because 6-Day War. So I asked him. I said, "Oh yeah, and what body part of God was around during the Holocaust? With the concentration camps and shit like that. What body part was reaching out and touching humanity then?" He didn't like that. I don't think he's spoken to me since.
That was his middle finger.
You know what he said to me? He actually did. He did respond. He said to me, "Listen, that was human. That was not God. That was bad humans." So I said to him, "Oh, okay. So if it's a great thing, then God did it, and if it's a shit thing, then humans did it." I get it. I got the rules now.
Well, I just don't understand. Well, I know why they didn't leave or try to get away, and why they just walked into the ovens, because they were told to by their religious leaders. And I'm like, okay,
Were
if
they?
God loved
Holy
them,
crappo.
He would have come down and said, okay, don't listen to these assholes. Run! You know?
Wow. You know, it's almost like you're in. They must have been in some kind of a shock because the surreal nature of being in that kind of a situation where you're part of a herd of sheep being gathered and sort of being forced into this gas chamber or this, death march or whatever, and actually, being okay with it to the point where you actually do it.
Well, even if you watch some of the old footage when the Nazis went into some of these villages and they build these big trenches, and they would take the villagers and they would make them run to the pit and then stand there while they shot them in the head. I don't know about you, but you ain't doing me that way. I'm fucking running. You're gonna have to fucking shoot me. I am not standing in a hole.
Yeah, you're gonna you have to shoot me and drag me a fucking mile.
I'm not gonna get in your train because I'll be dead.
I'm not getting on a train. I'm not getting in an oven. Fuck you.
Exactly. Now, that didn't happen.
Fucking clean up a mess and dispose of me somehow, because I am not going quietly into your.
So does that make the victims of the Holocaust as a whole cowards for not fighting back? Because there's a few million. There's probably more. There were more prisoners than there were soldiers. Let's say.
I don't know what to say other than I'm just looking at it from my point of view, and I'm saying I am not walking into an oven. I'm not getting on a fucking cattle car. Fuck you. Shoot me now. That's all I can say.
I'd take one down with me if I had to go. I'd do my. I mean, I might not succeed, but that would be my goal. I'd be like a suicide bomber without the vest, without the belt.
I would just play dead and wait for them to leave, and I could just
quietly. I would do the old snatch somebody's gun and try and shoot as many as I can before they shoot me, if possible.
Yep.
Exactly. Take my shoe off and beat you to fucking death with it. I don't know. I'd do something.
Hell yeah, man. If I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna take a couple with me.
Exactly.
I don't know.
The thing to do is you got to do something before they handcuff your hands behind you, because once they do that, you're fucked.
I mean, I'm even thinking about, okay, they had the wooden beds. What holds a wooden bed together? Nails. If you take a nail, you could cut somebody's fucking throat with it. I mean, that's just the way my mind works. I would never just sit there and starve to death.
Well, they obviously took the carpenters, the Jewish carpenters, somewhere else, because no one thought of that besides you.
I know. I'm a genius. Just saying.
Hey, what about Saul 13?
Okay, who was it that killed 1,000 soldiers in the Bible with a jawbone of an ass? Was that Samson? Okay, this bitch would have went over to the pile of bones over there, grabbed the thigh bone or something, hid in the damn pile of dead bodies, and when a Nazi walked by, I beat the fuck out of him with it. Something.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be great when you write your memoirs at the end of your long life. Something to remember.
Yeah, just grab one of them leg bones and just go right across his face with it. Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, if it was good
kill
enough.
all the commanders and guards of Auschwitz with one jawbone.
If it was good enough for Samson, it'd be good enough for me.
Yeah, just make sure they don't cut your hair, Raven. You lose all your strength.
Oh, they would definitely have to shoot me. You ain't cutting my hair, motherfucker. No.
Yeah. All their stories are nothing more than comical bullshit on top of bullshit. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. But it's so piled up, the bullshit over these centuries, that I don't think anyone's invented a periscope long enough to be able to see over it.
Well,
Yeah.
and I mean, I look at other things in history too, like the Salem witch trials. Okay, if I lived in a village where these bitches are going after me, they want my husband, they want to kill me, they want me dead because all they got to do is accuse me of being a witch, I'd be running off in the woods. I would run away. I would go somewhere. I wouldn't
That's
stand
the
there.
thing. No, they
I'd
would
be.
come.
Yeah,
You'd
I'd,
go to a court expecting to get a trial, though.
no, I'd
They
go straight to the
wouldn't
fucking
warn you.
Greyhound bus station and get the fuck out of Dodge.
I'd be looking for the natives looking for the Indians. I'd be doing the dances with wolves shit, something. You ain't
Exactly.
burning me at no
Anyone get a
stake.
wife? Husband?
Exactly.
I'm looking
Yeah.
to learn a second language.
You ain't burning me at the stake. I'll be doing the dances with wolf shit. I don't
If-
care. You're not burning me at the stake.
If I had the ability to go back in time, I would do so. But not only would I do so, I would do so with a chainsaw, and I would stand right in front of a stake and tell them, "I dare you to stick me up on that fucking team."
Have you watched Spartacus?
I like steak.
Yep.
I'm right in the middle of it, and that to me is as barbaric as it gets.
Go back in time and just get with the natives and tell them when the ships start coming up, just tell them, don't let the motherfuckers get off the boat. I'm telling you.
Burn the motherfuckers down. Take no prisoners.
No, take them like a few AK-47s.
You know, it wouldn't even
1,000
be
rounds.
nice.
And say, you'll see some boats that are going to be made of wood, just fucking filling with holes with these things.
Wouldn't it have been nice if in real history that the Indians or the native Indians at the time were able to fend off the European what do you call it, occupation?
Yeah.
And the occupation still continues. You know that. We must fight the occupation. Oh my God! I'm gonna have a knock on my door. FBI. If you think about it, this United States of America and Canada, in a way, are still occupied.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're practically occupied by these people.
I mean, they bought Pennsylvania, Louisiana. That was a pretty big squawk.
Who
though.
did?
They gave him some beads for it. Wasn't the Louisiana Purchase like dirt cheap, like a handful of beads or something like that?
No, they bought that from Napoleon.
They bought them from the French who had lost the war.
Yeah, they had no more need for like the Mississippi River really in New Orleans.
You're thinking of New York.
No,
New York
exactly.
was caught with beads.
Exactly.
That was a good deal. That was a better deal than the Louisiana Purchase.
No, the Louisiana Purchase was part of some treaty that France had to concede because because France supported the South.
That's
I think
right.
during the Civil War.
Yes.
Oh man. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to cut it short a little early today because I have to go pick up my wife from work. But I have to say that it was nice talking to everybody. Thank you to everybody for coming in.
I finally get through the Illuminati blockade, and now you're quitting the fucking hangout.
See how he is?
I get it, man.
No, I gotta go pick up my wife, man.
Oh, give her a bus pass.
Shit, give her a bus pass. She'll give me a kick in the ass, dude.
That's pricey.
Why don't you send her a taxi coupon with an app on her phone and your phone?
Yeah, don't they have like Uber out there or anything, man?
Whatever.
Yeah, they got Uber here.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'll hold the hangout for a little bit longer. She just sent a message saying don't come yet. So I said, all right.
See both hands then.
Spirit fingers.
Yeah, that's what she said.
She told me not to come yet. I have to wait a little longer.
Hold back, Betty. Hold back. Hold back, stud.
Don't
Has
you
that door been
dare.
open this whole time?
Huh?
Has that door been open this whole time?
What door?
Behind you.
The back door, man.
Oh, to my garage, yeah. That's my
Where
garage.
are you that it's so warm?
I'm in Texas.
You know where they're invading the United States right now?
Jade him.
Yeah.
So you know what? America should give Texas back to the Texans as a republic and say, okay, now Mexican invasion is your problem.
Yeah.
Take Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, fucking
No, just
Tennessee.
Texas, because Texas is used to being a republic. They already have, they were a country, so
Yeah.
they must have had ambassadors in those.
And they like to talk about how they're self-sufficient, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So then that would be the most brilliant. Obama should do that the last week he's in office. Give Texas back its republic status, sovereignty, as a and then he'll say, okay, well, I just solved the Mexican border problem as I leave office. Bye.
and then close and then if of course they'd have to put a United States embassy. But see, they'd have to have a United States embassy in Texas, and they could put a United States embassy in Texas and then close the motherfucker and cut off all diplomatic ties to the country of Texas.
Build that fucking wall they want so bad.
You know what will happen? What if Guantanamo Bay becomes a Texan naval base?
Shit, that's when I'll move out of this damn
No,
state.
that's closer to Florida. We still no.
Well, y'all don't need to
Far
worry
from
about
Texas.
y'all don't need to worry about any of this because according to Alex Jones, we're gonna die on September 23rd.
This year?
Yeah.
September the 23rd.
And let me guess. Let me guess.
Good.
The
I'm
moment it doesn't
gonna
happen,
I'm gonna
it's
borrow
gonna
a whole bunch of money on the 22nd and blow it all on the 23rd, and then promise the guy that I borrowed that I'll pay him on the 24th.
Because it's the Satanists and the Pope and
Okay,
a big
double on the
rock
24th.
coming this way and the Illuminati and Donald Trump's fucking hairpiece and all of it's culminating to be the end of the
Do
world.
you know that Donald Hunt? That's funny. Donald Trump's hairpiece won a dog contest.
And most people don't know that Donald Trump's hairpiece is actually smarter than Donald Trump.
That's not hard.
The reign of Donald
Hey,
Trump.
look what the Republican Party has become. With the conservative party, conservatives have actually become. Donald Trump 20 years ago would have been laughed out of the whole idea of ever becoming president, right? But he runs his mouth the way he does because he's a businessman and all this stuff. And the closest person to him is Jeb fucking Bush, I mean, Rick Santorum, Rick Perry, Ted Cruz, none of those guys even made the top 10 to even get on stage and debate with, the big boys or something like that. It's oh god, it's going to be a funny fucking election
When's
season.
the election? This year or next year?
16.
It's this year, I think, or is it next year?
Yeah, it's elections this year.
Oh, yeah, it's this year then.
In August or November or something?
Oh.
No. You guys don't understand. Obama's going to cancel the elections.
Yeah.
He's going to do an executive order, and he's going to cancel the elections, and he's going to proclaim himself dictator.
Okay. Assuming he doesn't do that.
Obama.
Okay. On the very, very remote chance that he doesn't do that, I just want to find out something. If the election is in November, and then next January, this coming January of 2016, the new president gets sworn in, right?
basically.
Oh, he just said Obama's going to sign in a thing that makes him emperor.
Yeah,
Are
that's
you
what I'm
paying
saying.
attention?
Yeah, so I mean that's why why pay attention to the election season, because King Obama's going to declare.
Yeah,
The
'cause
Ayatollah Obama.
he's the Antichrist. Get it right.
And the
Yeah,
bottom line is, I'll bet you on so many levels, he sits in his room at night, with a drink and goes, "Oh man, this bullshit's almost fucking over." I'll bet you on so many levels he can't wait not to be
He
president.
sits with a joint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Fucking
probably
drink
smoking
my
a,
ass.
he's probably smoking a joint in the White House in the Oval Office right now. I don't know.
Yeah, with Michelle having a good laugh. Because they're in the pretty much a twilight phase of the whole.
Oh yeah.
phase.
He's building his legacy now.
He's untouchable.
Yeah. If you notice, he's got more bass in his voice and more attitude when he talks now. Because hey, he ain't up for re-election.
I watched that interview that he gave with that Mark Maron guy.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he said. He says he's relaxed. He doesn't have to campaign. He doesn't have to be that careful about what he says.
That's because he's going to take his money and go to his underground bunker somewhere where you don't know where it's at when all this is over with, and he's going to laugh while we all get hit by Planet X and we all die.
Yeah, he's gonna go to his.
Sad.
He's gonna go to.
Then as soon as the stuff stops working, the world's gonna suck again.
No, but I'm gonna miss it because some huge bird's gonna come out of the sky, rescue me, and put it in its warm feathers on its back while it whisks me away from the danger zone.
Ooh, you worship a false god, man.
Oh. I should eject you right now.
Yeah, you're blocked. Blocked. I unfriend you.
Uh-oh. Here come the blockings.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, Obama's gonna go to his secret bunker under the Denver International Airport.
And then look at phallic symbols all day.
He's gonna put his big pharaoh hat
Does
on.
that
He's
Denver
gonna.
International
Yep.
Airport actually is it still working, or did they close it down?
Oh, it's a big hub. Pretty much, if you fly from the west coast to the east coast, you're gonna land in Denver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll put you through Salt Lake City, which is a really lovely town, but the altitude's a bit high, and some people have a hard time breathing when they get off the airplane.
I flew to Denver once from Vancouver. I had to fly from Vancouver to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix to Denver.
Yeah. I got off the plane in Salt Lake City, flying out to the East Coast, and in Oregon, we lived on really low elevation. Not everything is the mountains in Oregon. And we got up to Salt Lake City and got off the plane. And within like 2 minutes, man, I told my wife, I said, I can't breathe. And they had a wheelchair there and these paramedics, man, they're putting IVs in me, giving me fluid. They said I was pale as a ghost. Missed my flight. But got the next flight, and they bumped us up to first class, so, that was all good.
Well, how dare you,
Oscar.
That's because you were an atheist and you had the gall and audacity to go to God City out in the middle of that godforsaken fucking desert that's called Salt Lake City and had the nerve to even land there. How dare you?
Yeah.
Salt Lake City in the desert, really?
It's in fucking Utah, man.
I don't know where the fuck Utah is. What do I know?
Oh,
yeah. You dirty little atheist.
Yeah.
That's right. By not knowing where Utah is, just that reason alone makes me an atheist.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Great Salt
I'm a
Lake.
dirty little atheist.
Let me tell you how shitty Salt Lake City is. Okay, Salt Lake, there actually is the Great Salt Lake. You can
And
take
it's a tourist attraction.
Yeah, and you can take a car and like push it off in the water and it will float forever. It's so fucking salty you can't even sink anything in it.
So how does it compare to the Dead Sea?
It's pretty fucking close.
So how come the Dead Sea is more holy? How come Utah doesn't make the Salt Lake, whatever the fuck thing, holy and somehow?
But it is. Go ask
It
the
is.
Mormon. Go ask the Mormon.
Oh, okay, well then I retract that. They've done
You know, I came across the country one time on a few times on I-80, and you go right through Salt Lake City. And at night, it's really weird because way up on this fucking mountain, there's this Mormon temple thing, and then you go, and it's the Mormon temple in Salt Lake City is like lit up. But I also did notice that I saw a lot of cheap liquor signs for liquor stores and strip bars.
That's
So,
for you dirty atheists to go to.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You like seeing all them pasties and all of that.
No, but see, what was funny is I'd never been through Salt Lake before, right? And I'm thinking, this is going to be like it's going to be hard to get a Coca-Cola there, or something, because caffeine and all this shit, right? And I remember coming into Salt Lake City, right? The first fucking signs I saw were for liquor stores.
Yeah, but what they don't tell you is if you look at the alcohol content, it's only like 4.2.
Oh yeah, it's at 3, like beer in Oklahoma used to be 3.
So you got to drink like 3 times as much beer to get the same effect as you would if you bought it in Tennessee. So then you're a big fat sloppy fat fuck from having to drink 3 times as much beer just to get a buzz. Yay, Salt Lake!
So tell me something. How much of Salt Lake City's government is actually sort of a religious run, or what's the separation of church and state like in Utah?
There's a lot of Mormons that are in the government.
But is the government a secular government or a kind of?
Yeah, but look, in some of these other states too, where you're supposed to have a secular government and everything, and they love to,
like
invoke
Kentucky.
magic and the Bible Belt,
Well, I think Joseph Smith took a bath in that Salt Lake.
Probably did. That's probably the reason why my grandfather became an atheist.
He was over there trying to baptize Patrick. And I think, judging by the way Patrick has been acting tonight, he needs to be baptized.
Absolutely.
Pray for the hose.
Use the demons removed. We can get one of those demon exorcists. We can get probably cheap because they don't have much work.
I am a member of the Church of Pot. So, yeah. I think a good baptizing right now is well in order, so I might have to go off camera so I don't get quiet in trouble. But because it's my strongly held personal beliefs that I love that phrase.
I don't know how you managed to actually get your camera on at all. I could never put my camera on because I'm so elite. I'm doing.
Don't you guys just love the irony when you see Christians on Facebook, bitching and complaining, that all atheists are going to hell, but they're using a social network that was developed by an atheist?
I find that very ironic.
You know what they had the audacity to say? You know when you leave a hangout, like when you get kicked out of a hangout, like I got kicked out of, and you go back and you watch the sort of the stream on the hangout on Google Plus, it's always delayed by a little bit, right? So you can almost see yourself getting kicked out, and then you see and then they start talking about you.
Yeah.
And
we pwned him, man.
Yeah, no, I'm a fucker. I'm a deluded.
Oh yeah.
I live a delusion.
What? Because you don't insert magic?
No, because I told them that their fucking God is impossible to exist, and they're all fucking deluded, and it's all fiction, and it's just all bullshit.
Yeah,
But somehow, I think I lacked a little bit of subtlety and tact. But that's.
I don't sense that in you. I
No.
sense that you're a very shy person.
Yeah, Patrick. Patrick, you're gonna have to give up all of that magic shit.
Yeah, I don't.
And I still don't understand why they deluded me. I mean, I was just telling the truth.
That's because you're a dirty fucking atheist. That's why.
Ooh, yes, dirty. Ooh.
Well, I'd rather be a dirty atheist than a clean atheist.
Shame on you, you Satanist, devil-worshipping fucking atheist. You deserved it.
Somebody ought to save this and record some of the Raven's whole statements.
I'm gonna record her saying, you dirty little atheist, and I'm gonna put it in a loop for about 30 minutes and make a video about it.
And don't forget the part about nailing baby Jesus to a tree.
No. Don't forget the donating the baby Jesus to Planned Parenthood.
I would like to see an artist come up with this type of inspiration. I would be nailing the very, very pregnant Mary, mother of Jesus, whatever her name is, Mary, to the cross, and have the nail put right through her womb, right into the back of that shaft. Wouldn't that?
This is what happens when you cheat, bitch.
That would
just solve so much.
Hashtag biblical law.
That would be the most badass tattoo in the whole fucking world, right down.
Okay, but if you ever see one, mention that it's my creation.
That would be awesome. I would definitely put that at the bottom.
I think that's the only tattoo I would ever get.
That would be awesome.
You guys are gonna get my channel flagged, man.
For what I say.
You know what's really awesome?
I might have some nutty Christian come by and hear that, and they want to start flagging away.
Well, if I was an artist, I only wish I was a sketch artist or something. Fuck, I really do.
Well, we gotta get going.
I just wish I could. Bye, Kamala.
Kamala.
If you might be too young for the reference.
The one that used to eat the turnbuckles?
Yeah, no, that was George Animal Steel. Kamala, the Ugandan warrior, was that big black guy that used to go, brrr. He was like, and he had this mask, kind of like his, and he was supposed to be some out of control, African jungle guy from Uganda, and he was actually a good old boy from Mississippi.
I remember him. Wasn't they? Yeah. Didn't the Iron Sheik have him on this team?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's just that mask just reminds me, but he's probably too young to, Google Kamala the Ugandan warrior, Grant.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, I wasn't trying to disrespect his mask or anything, but I couldn't help but when he does his videos, they're cute, they're short and everything, but I'm watching his videos and I'm having a hard time because he's trying to be serious, I think. I'm not sure. But I'm watching his videos and all I keep thinking is Kamala, the Ugandan giant,
I keep thinking of Slipknot.
Well, that's because you're a dirty fucking atheist and deserve to live in hell.
No, I'm a dirty fucking Satanist. That's my problem.
Oh.
You dirty little Satanist.
I love Satan.
But at least you believe in something.
Yep. If you were a real Satanist, you'd say, I hate Satan.
You know what I really love?
Did you know, Raven, that the greatest lie that Satan ever told was convincing the world that he didn't exist?
I know, right? Isn't he a genius? I mean, actually, that's a really good fucking gimmick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then he planted all those dinosaur bones and all that oil, and,
I know it said, ha ha, fuck you, you know.
It's Satan who said that God doesn't exist, and I kind of buy into that.
You know what? No, actually, it was Satan that said, hell no, I won't go. Fuck you, throw me out. You're going to have to fucking throw me out of here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, God was jealous, you know.
I've always wondered if
even reading the story, you know, the way that the Christians like to tell it, you know, about, you know, Lucifer or whatever was God's favorite angel and this and that and all this crap. Just the way God turned on him, even as a kid, I was like, it's kind of a dirty fucking thing to do, you know.
I think most of us had experiences like that as a kid.
Yeah.
I certainly did.
But I mean, I was still a Christian. But at the same time, I mean, I used to get in trouble for asking some really stupid questions in Sunday school, you know, because, you know, like, how the hell did, you know?
I never got past I never got to the sixth. I started Genesis.
Yeah.
And 1 through 5, and that's where I stopped. I never went further than that as far as buying into it. That was it.
Well, yeah, the whole thing, like, even when I was a kid, you know, the whole Exodus thing, you know, the whole Moses story, him going up on a mountain, you know, getting the laws, the burning bush, all that stuff. Even as a kid, I was like, he's probably got some girls up there and they're drinking beer, you know, and he doesn't want to share.
Well, not only that, but what kind of fucking douchebag has people walking around the goddamn desert for 40 fucking years until they finally just said, you know what, we're out of here.
Yeah, and the route that they took, you know, I mean, they did the distance between the what took Alexander the Great to march across Europe, and they showed the same map, and in what, 10 years. Right, what he went through in 10 fucking years, right? Mm-hmm. And then they showed the direction that the Exodus was supposed to have taken. That took 40 years, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody should have fired the navigator right off the bat.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because, it's like
create the fucking universe, but can't invent GPS. I mean, really?
The problem with
he was taking all. He was taking all. It was taking all of those followers to a strip club, Patrick, to meet you.
Absolutely, and it might have been my fault. You know, I might have given bad directions. I don't know. But the thing about me is, like, I remember when I went to catechism and stuff. You know, and I mean, you got to understand. I'm 55 years old. I've only been an atheist for 5 years. A full blown, you know. Anyway, I used to ask a lot of questions, and I used to get in so much trouble. And
were you in the Catholic community?
No, I was in the Lutheran church, which is, we used to call it one step below the Catholics. You know,
I don't understand the Lutheran. What is Lutheran?
Well, Martin Luther.
But what is? I've heard the name.
It's a lot of the same. Oh God, if there's a Catholic watching, I'm sure he's going to come in here and shred me. But a lot of the same rituals. Yeah, there's no crossing. You don't have to do confession once a week in private. You do it in public in church. They believe in they do the Nicene Creed, the Apostles' Creed. It's so ritualistic. If you get into a lot of the Lutheran churches, the robes they wear are very Catholic-esque sometimes. The more modern churches are wear, you know, different stuff, but it's pretty much the Catholics without, like, the Pope.
Well, see, my grandparents are Methodists, and they broke off from the Catholic Church like the Lutherans did. So the Methodists are kind of close to that too, because they do the Apostle Creed and all the different robes, and you know, as long as you believe in God and get baptized, you're okay. But you don't have to get saved, because they think that's bullshit.
Oh no, we had to be saved.
Oh really?
I remember youth group. We used to go on camping trips sometimes, and the only embarrassing part was, of course, you'd have devotions or Bible study at night and everything, and then somebody, this used to freak me out. I used to hate getting in this situation. The only thing worse than being in a group of people and all of a sudden somebody going, "Hey man, let's all join hands and pray," is when all of a sudden somebody goes, "You know, I can feel it tonight that somebody needs to accept Jesus Christ as their personal savior." And shit, and then, you know, oh fuck, I used to, that and circle prayers used to fucking just, you know, even when I was a Christian, I was like, oh, you gotta be fucking serious, man. But, yeah, I don't know. I just find it I used to be really angry about religion when I first became an atheist, but anymore, I love to watch like Shanty for Christ videos, Ken Jones videos, or Preacher Ken Jones now. He used to go by Mr. Ken Jones. Now it's Preacher Ken Jones. Just the way they do their video. To me, it's just funny as shit. Just the stuff that comes out of their mouth.
Well, how about the way they think they're better than you just because they believe in a cosmic Santa Claus?
Yeah, and it's just and a lot of times they think they come up with an original argument. Ken Jones is really famous for just the way he talks, that he thinks that he's coming up with original ideas. Like this is a guy who stands out in the middle of an empty fucking parking lot. I just watched this earlier because Dragonaut was making comments, and I think Captain Osimo was even making. I'm watching this, and it's the same. You know, you have no reason to live, and all this crap because you don't believe in anything. He's in the middle of this empty parking lot in the middle of a windy day. So most of what you hear in this video is wind. You know, and I don't know. Making a video and then hitting the send button. Okay, I've struggled with it at times. Sometimes I've made a video and I'm like, oh, there's no fucking way I can put that out. You know, I think somebody like Ken and Shanny should like watch their videos before they fucking send them out. Because I spend almost the entire time laughing. You know, it's just funny as shit.
But I really have to go this time, guys.
Fine.
I thank everybody for coming here and talking with me. You guys have definitely made my evening very interesting.
You know.
Follow the Keebler.
And I'm glad that you were able. And I'm glad that you were able to join the hangout this time, Angry. Yeah, because I remember last time you were having a bit of a difficulty getting in.
You're a minority, I'm sure.
Well, good night, you bunch of heathens.
What's that?
Raven?
I said, it's been fun, you bunch of heathens, and if you die before I see you next time, enjoy hell, you dirty fucking atheist, you.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy your company in hell, Raven, you dirty little Satanist.
I'll save you a seat.
Right on, we could go sit down there and drink a bunch of Coronas and roast marshmallows.
Just think so.
While we can roast marshmallows, drink a bunch of Corona while simultaneously getting tortured by demons.
Yeah.
And don't forget the beef brisket and the ribs, man. I like a good barbecue, you know.
And I'm going to be sitting at the table with Sam Kinison and Jim Morrison, so I'll save y'all a seat.
All right, that'll work. That'll work.
On.
Well, I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Okay.